Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to Cool's Talks Pop Culture. We're back for the third time this month, as it's been I think, a pretty good month for cinemas. Finally, as all three movies are at least doing financially pretty good. And today we're going to be talking the Marvel offering of the month, which was Fantastic Four: First Steps, which I'm sure you can guess by all of our backgrounds being cosmic themed or Fantastic Four themed. But as per usual, you can see David. Apparently, David Silver Surfer Simp is what it says over there. We got Fantastic Life Experiencer, The Bergs. And then we got Nolan. I can also surf to Luna Chavez, which there's definitely a line in here I thought of Nolan. We'll get to it at some point.
Yes.
And then we got Grayson.
Was it when the thing says, name. I could lift Nolan?
No.
Because I thought of that too.
Was it the line of when the thing's like, oh, I'm clobbering the thing.
What?
What did you just say?
What?
My man's had a stroke.
And then we also have Grayson over there. Grayson, you have a new name title. Do you want to tell the audience por qué?
I'll save it till the end, but all I can say is we're making this whole movie thing a little more officially official. So, but that's all I'll say for now.
Well, who wants?
Is that kind of like when the thing said, "I'm officially the clobbering of the thing of time of the thing"?
All right. So if we want to know the line,
it's exactly like that. Silver.
That's what it's not now, but dinner clobbering time later. Now, yes.
The cereal, right.
I'm clobbering my thing.
So
gross.
The actual line was the one where it was like, just because the alien's sexy or whatever it was that Johnny says. I was like, you know what? I could see Nolan saying that in Ghostbusters somewhere.
So it's funny because I have mentioned that line quite a few times since seeing it to Aaron about that or whatever. Like something of like I don't something to the effect of like I don't teach you how to do something with the equipment or whatever. Don't teach me how to capture sexy ghosts or something like. Yeah,
he's like, I don't see it like a riff off of that.
Yeah, Aaron, I don't teach you how to or I don't teach you how to like mental management or something like that. Don't teach me how to capture sexy ghosts and stop calling the ghosts sexy.
Theoretically, there's probably quite a few sexy ghosts.
Oh, absolutely.
Just saying.
Purely by numbers, like if you think about it, you know what I mean? Like,
and I guess it goes back to: do you believe that ghosts, appear as the age when they die?
So we watched the movie. We all watched the movie Fantastic Four.
Yes,
I was going to take a really hard
Fantastic Four. There's no sexy ghost in Fantastic Four,
but there should be.
But there should be. There could be. Now with that attitude.
Hey. If Sue Storm was kind of a bitch, she could totally fuck with ghost people so hardcore.
Well, I mean, I thought you were about to say
invisible.
She can go invisible, so she technically counts as a ghost. So, I mean,
it was revealed that that was actually her in that scene in Ghostbusters.
It was just an invisible woman.
When Dan Aykroyd is in the bed.
I mean, hey, you have to look at the context clues,
The two things I can't escape from this channel.
Nope.
Ghostbusters and Yusuf Khan.
And Yusuf Khan, absolutely not.
Well, speaking of Yusuf Khan,
what a crazy turn, right?
And dumbass Spinosauruses.
But yes, we watched.
Wait till that crossover, Nick. Spinosaurus, Yusuf Khan, and Dan Aykroyd. What can go wrong?
See, now I'm just imagining a Spinosaurus, but it has Yusuf Khan's face, and I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Instead of like an actual war, it's just come on.
Not a fan.
Yeah,
that just makes me think of the old like Randy Savage mod you could put for the dragons in Skyrim.
You can make them into Randy Savage.
Yeah, the dragons be flying around like Savage is a Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
Bringing that up, I will say, Keegan wanted to dedicate this episode to Hulk Hogan, to the memory of him.
Nope.
I don't remember talking about that, but
It was
speaking
well,
I would have
you were
been
pretty
here, yeah.
drunk. I remember you were crying pretty hardcore, so I understand.
The whole
Uh,
series,
He was drinking his mead, and he said, "Aye, lads, this is
I don't know.
for
He
help."
called me at like 2 a.m. talking about it. And I remember him saying he was all four of my Fantastics. I don't even know what that means.
That doesn't. It makes zero sense.
no, but
know-
I
I know
guess we
exactly what
probably
David,
should at least
unfortunately-
mention it.
David, unfortunately, I have to say I do know what that means. I used to work with Keegan. I know exactly what that means.
I'm sorry for your trouble.
But yeah,
But yes,
like
we all
David-
saw the movie.
yeah. We saw the movie. Who knows what we're talking about anymore? Only 5 minutes in, and we've gotten off rails. So if any of you guys like that, you're at the right show.
It doesn't take long.
This is dedicated to you, Ozzy.
Right?
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Actually, down.
It's crazy how many people we lost in the
Sorry.
past 3 days.
Like
Well,
it was three of them. It was the dude from the Cosby Show, right?
Mhm.
Malcolm, yeah,
Ozzy Osbourne, and then
Ozzy, and
Hulk
then-
Hogan.
the whole.
It's always-
Yeah, we can
always
be an
in
80s icon
threes.
now.
It is in threes. That's how it goes, though. It's like a Fibonacci of bullshit.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Hey, we're not
Fantastic
talking
Four.
about threes today. We're talking about fours.
fours.
Yeah, it's not the terrific trio; it's the Fantastic Four.
The terrific trio.
And if Doctor Doom,
What?
and if Doctor Doom was let into the club, it'd be the Fabulous Five. But anyways,
That's us. We're the Fabulous Five.
we're the fat five.
Oh,
But yeah, no, the
I'm super. Thanks for asking.
first off, first question.
How are
right?
we? Fabulous.
Absolutely.
Super
First question I
memorable.
have for everybody: what did you guys think of the world, like the aesthetic of this one versus all of the other Marvel
The
stuff?
whole retro '60s, like look to it. I 100%
I dig it.
loved it. I love the whole Futurama thing, or like not like
The
the,
flying
show,
car.
but the aesthetic of the '60s Futurama, like aesthetic. I thought it tied into the vibe of the Fantastic Four, and just if you know the comics and the characters,
It is hardcore like their comic.
exactly.
I will
the
say,
early
though-
comics, obviously, like
But as much as I loved it, I cannot see the other superheroes in this world.
no,
100% agree. Maybe Spider-Man, but that's about it.
At least not the way that we have had them in the MCU. It would have to be completely new versions of them that
Yeah,
are into like in this world, because the ones that we've already established, they're way too grounded. It just wouldn't work right. I don't see it.
They'd have to turn the camp up quite a bit to make any of those heroes work.
it would look
Yeah.
off. Yeah,
But I think that helped them out because, I mean, as some people have pointed out, this is one of the first Marvel movies you could have seen in a long time that you could walk in basically not have seen anything else, and you're going to understand basically everything in this movie.
And
Yeah,
honestly,
I think
I kinda
that'll
like
help with the the normal cinema goers and stuff.
See, people keep saying that. I don't know how many people out there still have not like seen any Marvel movies.
Yeah, but how many have seen all the Marvel shows?
I think there's more that have seen all of
not
them
me.
than
I'm a
ones that have
Marvel
never
guy,
seen any.
and I
Yeah,
still
there's definitely more that have not seen. There's definitely more that have seen everything versus that have not seen anything. I know there are people out there who have not seen anything. I know that, but
Well, see, that's
I've
what
never,
I mean.
I've never met anybody yet that hasn't seen at least one Marvel movie.
like
I
I
will
mean, there's
say-
so much Marvel nowadays that there's plenty for everybody. There's not nothing for nobody in Marvel anymore.
No,
Oh, yeah.
no matter what you like, there's almost a like movie in your genre that's
Yeah.
Marvel,
Like,
whether
I'm
it
sure
be
people-
horror,
even,
sci-fi,
like, Megan Follow
romance.
Along or whatever, you know.
I mean,
Yeah,
what was that TV show that was like about the werewolf and like the
Werewolf at Night.
that would be the one. Yeah,
I
mean,
thought
even
that.
probably
I
was-
see. I thought that was great. I thought
did
that was a
too.
really cool special. I liked it.
I haven't seen that one.
I'm imagining like how much like worse that could have been for Grayson just now. Like, what was that one with the werewolf at night? What was that one again? Werewolf at night.
it was
Yep, it
at
was at-
night. There was a werewolf in it, but it was at night with a werewolf.
I think you're talking about Werewolf at Night. No, I don't know if that was it.
I think it was.
I don't know. That doesn't quite sound right. But yeah, no,
Black
you're-
Panther. Black Panther. That's the one I was talking about.
Obviously, yeah,
That's the one.
that's the one.
Yeah, Werewolf
Um,
by Night was actually really well done. I have never rewatched it in the black and white version that they released, but I liked it. I thought they did a good job.
It was different. I liked it.
It definitely felt like the old monster movies. which is what they were going for. So I think in that sense they succeeded. I'll be interested to see how they tie that in. I think that's going to be with like Midnight Suns, because I think what's his name? Is it not the Thing? What's the swamp monster's name? Is it
Ted?
Man Thing?
Ted?
Yeah. I'm excited to see him. And Elsa Bloodstone is awesome. Like, she's a super cool character.
That is a pretty cool name, though.
It's a badass name. I
think
agree.
it's a really cool name. Just throwing out there.
But that's not what we're talking about. Fantastic Four. Sorry. I think the world was great. I really liked it. It was very different from what we've seen before, but I think it was a great tribute to where Fantastic Four came from comic-wise, and felt very much like Jack Kirby's work.
Oh yeah.
I will say, speaking of Jack Kirby, did you guys pick up on that little cameo they did in the comic shop where it was like supposed to be Stan Lee and Jack Kirby?
And yeah, I was like on the sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I liked his quote at the end of the movie too.
Thought that was super cool. What I was gonna say is, like, I actually kind of like this world a lot because it felt to me like it's another show that I fully enjoy is Archer. And it's one of
it
those
did
things,
feel like an Archer world. I agree.
it felt like an Archer world, right? Because like in there, like they dress like they're in the 60s, but they have computers.
Yeah,
like,
you know what? And the computer tech, it reminded me a lot of the TVA.
Yeah, so I was getting huge TVA vibes because they realistically, like, that's kind of like, would you guys say 70s aesthetic on the TVA? Like
retro
70s,
futuristic still,
yeah, retro-ish, like 70s, and that, so same thing. Me and Aaron said that we're like, feels kind of TVA like, where you have like advanced technology, but older.
Yeah, like all the screens and stuff are like very pixelated, very like basic,
like
but it was doing like super crazy stuff.
Right. But yeah, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool and interesting on how that works. So, but yeah, for me, I was like, I dug it because I was like, this is kind of like, it's got an Archer feel to it. Like they're dressed like the 60s, but they're flying in cars. And that's, that's super cool. So yeah, I definitely dug the world. And I think because at first I go, why are they in the 60s? Like, what are they doing? Like, what is this kind of thing? Like, because I'm not going to lie, like, even from beginning, I was a huge Fantastic Four hater of this movie. And like everything that I saw, like how it was going to be set, like just all the direction they went with it, was not a fan. I was like, this is going to be awful. I'm not going to like it. This is going to be terrible. Yeah. And then like the more it just kind of like progressed, I was like, ugh, this is going to be just awful. And I ended up, honestly liking it.
I also
the way they went about
that they're very publicized in their world. Like they are the superheroes. This is
right.
And
yeah, this is it. Yeah.
Of doing like the montage explaining like their couple of years they've been around, like the ABC News, like that was super cool. I really liked that old style feel. And I think it was a smart way to introduce them and have a movie about them and not have to bring up the obvious questions like, well, where were they when Thanos was, and all that kind of stuff. Like,
i.e. the Eternals. Yeah,
exactly. It wasn't those, because otherwise it would have been a question of where were these major heroes when all this shit has gone down.
Right.
So it was a very clever way.
Always the question, right? Is like, oh, well, like, where were they when this happened? Like, why didn't you come and help? And it's just like, it's thoroughly annoying sometimes, like with that shit. And you're like, dude, get out of here with that. So it makes it easier for this world to like not have that kind
of. It didn't have the pressure. Yeah.
Right.
It didn't have to answer any plot holes. It didn't create, it was purely its own thing. And I think for what they were going for, it definitely worked for these guys.
So on that note, let me ask you guys this. What did you guys think of like the actual cast that made up all the heroes? Because I thought
I thought the cast was good. I think two of them definitely shined more, but I just think that's because of what they were given. I think if anything, the Thing, Ben Grimm, pushed aside, had the least amount to do. But personally, to me,
but I think what he
Johnny
did was
had
awesome.
the most.
But he's also a rock. Like it's hard to make him interesting sometimes.
But I feel like his casting, awesome. I think they did great. I'm going to be honest here. I think the weakest of the four was Pedro.
I honestly disagree. I thought Pedro was probably one of the better ones. I thought he hit.
I mean, he wasn't bad. Like they were all great. I have no problems with any of them. But if I had to pick one, I think Pedro was just he was just kind of. I'm sure we'll see more of his characterization moving forward in movies, but he was just kind of stressed out and concerned this whole movie.
Yeah, we got to see like a confident Reed at some point,
right? Because that's not really how Reed Richards was. Like, I could definitely see the overthinking, and like I get all that. Like, they did great with that, and he had some very heavy things to deal with from the very beginning of this movie with the baby and everything. But I just feel like we didn't get as much of who is Reed Richards. He didn't even have anything that super showed off his intelligence like I kind of wanted them to.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
a way,
I-
Johnny gets more of the intelligence, like
Well,
because
see,
it's this whole
almost.
subplot to
Of
like
figuring stuff
decipher the
out, yeah.
language.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing though, is like but I don't think but it didn't. Like, so I think that it showcased Reed, how Reed really is a lot of the time, right? Especially the trying to fix a problem, right? Because Reed is usually this close to the problem always, and that's what pisses everybody off, especially Sue, is because he's this close to the
Very
problem
singular
always,
focused.
and she is always out here.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the whole reason why she's the invisible woman. She's not seen by Reed at all a lot of the time because he's, blinders, right? And I think that showed up a little bit, especially in the first 2 minutes of the movie, right? Where he's over here opening drawers, looking, whatever, checking stuff all over the place, right? And she's like, nope, it's over here. I've got it. Give me a second. And he's still rifling.
Still tearing through stuff instead of being like,
okay, I can, you know what I mean? Like, let me be patient. Give me a second. Like, and that's it. She's like, literally give me 12 seconds and I will.
He's definitely on the spectrum of some sort.
So
he puts the tism in autism.
Yeah. But I mean,
So-
he's like a super genius, right? Like but that's what it is sometimes, is exactly that. And I thought that was portrayed actually pretty well.
I
Like,
think
I'm
he
watching
needed a
him
little
and I'm
more
like-
charisma though. Like I can't see him going up against Doctor Doom as like rivals. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I agree with that, but I think just for like an entry point to get people kind of like to relate to Reed, this was definitely a good way to do it. You know,
Well, like, okay, would you guys have preferred John Krasinski?
No.
no.
Man,
Like, you plugged him into this-
So my buddy and I were actually talking about this as we were walking out of the theater about this movie. Is that I liked the idea of John Krasinski being Mr. Fantastic, because I liked the Multiverse of Madness, but with this movie, John Krasinski would not have, he would have looked out of place in my opinion.
The story would have had to have been completely different, I think.
So
100%
that's,
agree.
so
I will
that's
say
It
this.
would have been definitely
So-
outshining the actual role and making it a little
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
I will
a little
say
too
I
awkward.
don't like, not talking about any of their parts in particular. I think all four of them together had great chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
100% agree.
Like
Sure.
they felt like a family that lived together, and the
Fought and
back and
stuff.
forth bantering, like it felt cohesive and not just a team like we've seen in other Marvel movies. It felt like a family.
I 100% agree. Honestly, like Pedro Pascal, I was the most worried about going into this just because I know like the multifaceted characteristics of Reed, and I didn't think Pedro Pascal had that ability. But I think that's not only a testament to like how good Pedro can be, but I think the writing in this movie was also good enough to bring out that characterization. Like
I'll
the
agree.
actual passion in the project was like there to bring those characters out of these people.
And it definitely felt like the part didn't change to fit, like, oh, let's make it Pedro.
Agreed.
They made the actor do the part, and he nailed it. Like, I don't have a problem with any of their acting. I think they all did wonderful in their roles. I do agree, like The Thing, I wish he would have had more story, but I think that's going to be later. Like, some things had to get cut, and anything he did wasn't going to be crucial to what this story was.
correct.
What I liked about what they did with this version of the thing. Granted, I didn't see the 2015 or 2018 movie.
You didn't miss
You didn't
anything.
miss
I know, I didn't miss it. But compared to like the first two, the 2005 and 2007, or whatever, those two
Yeah.
movies, they didn't make the Thing focus on hating his aesthetic. He was very
Somebody
much his
brought
own
that up. Yeah,
person.
I think they're saying that because this was years after the incident, that he's already gone through all that.
He's
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
And if
he's-
anything,
okay.
he was even reassuring Reed. Remember when he's like, "Hey, man, it's not your, like, we've been over this. You got to stop beating yourself up over it. We've accepted who we are now."
Well, see, and that's
So,
so that's what I was
I
saying.
like
Is like,
that.
as far as like Pedro being like Reed and doing Reed like things, is that's a very Reed like thing, man. He's like
With the
"No, I
guilt and the
should've seen- I should
overthinking.
have seen it. Yeah, like I didn't. I should have seen the calculations that this was off or whatever. Like like I'm so dumb. I didn't see it. Like he beats himself up for it, and that's very Reed like because he does blame himself for not fixing the problem or being
Even if it's something years ago that everybody else is already over.
and right. And it's one of those things that's
Yeah.
something
He's
so
definitely a
freaking-
perfectionist.
he dwells
Mhm.
on. You know what I mean? And that's why I was like, dude, I think he did he acted very Reed like, and I give Pedro props for that because yeah, exactly.
After what I agree. I don't have a fault with any of the four main actors.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with that statement.
I will say Joseph Quinn, the guy that played Human Torch, I think
Johnny.
with his direction taking Johnny in, like when they said that they were going to make him like super female oriented, I mean I understand why, but I think they found a good balance with maintaining the truth of Johnny's character without making him being like the problematic 60s guy who's all about chicks all the time. And I was very impressed with how like they at least found a semi balance with that. Not that there's like an issue with like it's just I feel like it was still paid tribute to the character while letting him be who Johnny is without making it like cartoonish in a way. You know what I
I
mean?
think they took him from being a caricature and made him into a character. He
100%
actually
agree.
like you could. I know people like him. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
But I've
same
never seen
feelings
anybody
that,
be a caricature. I've never seen like Johnny be a caricature, like even in the comics. Like he isn't.
No, I'm talking about the other movies. I feel like like when Chris Evans played him,
He
it
was
was
very-
pretty caricature.
He was a douche.
It was good. Like it was
Well,
funny for
but
the
that's
movie
the
and
thing is,
everything,
like,
but it
Torch
was very
is-
one note.
He's kind of douchey. You know what I mean? Like I think to some degree, like Torch is douchey in a likable way. Like I know that's not like you're like you usually don't like that, but like I'm sure we've all
He's
met
he's
people that are
like your buddy that happens to be a fuckboy.
kind of.
He's
Yeah.
the Han Solo
Yeah.
of the Fantastic Four.
There it is. Yes.
Well-
He's a scoundrel, but a handsome scoundrel.
He's a lovable rogue.
He's a
Scoundrel
lovable
before
hero.
gold,
Yeah.
Speaking of Johnny, by the way, real quick, one thing I did like going off of what Nolan said earlier about how Johnny had the more kind of smart moment in the film. We all forget that they're astronauts. They're all four really smart people.
Oh yeah, they've all had to pass different tests and education.
And I was actually
Yeah.
gonna bring that up because that was something like I thought was super cool because they never highlight that in any of the other movies, right? They
No,
just go,
where Reed's
Yeah,
a smart
exactly.
guy, and that's how it
he's
is.
the hothead, you know what I mean, playboy or whatever, and it's like you guys forget that this man is also an astronaut with the rest
An
of them.
astronaut
He's not
with a
just there
smart.
because he's Sue Storm's brother. You know what I mean? Like you didn't just say, "Hey,
Yeah.
bring your kid brother along." Like that's not. No, I was like because everybody was like,
In the
that Johnny's also
2015
smart.
one, he's not even really her brother. They're like adopted.
They're adopted. Yeah,
It made no
half
sense.
sibling.
What? You're not
Yeah,
brother.
no,
You
it's so dumb.
adopted. Yeah,
They
but
were just like,
you know
we
what I
need
mean?
Michael B. Jordan in this.
But it's one of those things that I was like, thank you for at least giving Johnny like a little bit of props, other than just being a playboy essentially the whole time. Well, we get it. That's part of his character. You know what I mean? He's got some wisecracks, some jokes, absolutely. But at the same time, exactly right. Like, dude, he's not a dummy. You know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I mean? It's so I was very appreciative that they actually did that. And if I was being honest, I didn't really like I like the actor. He's great, right? You know what I mean? Like, and as Eddie
Joseph
or
Quinn.
whatever. And then I watched what is it, the Snakes and Roses or whatever, or Snakes and Songbirds. I forgot that I didn't know that was the same guy. So
Who is he in that?
he's Snow.
He wasn't the main guy in that.
I'm pretty sure he was the main guy in that, wasn't he?
No. In a ballad of
Songbirds, Snakes and Songbirds or something?
yeah. No, that was some other dude that played Snow.
Was it? Are you sure?
Yeah. Let me see. Joseph Quinn. I don't even think he was in that movie, dude.
Okay, well then
Yeah.
I might be. Okay,
He
well
wasn't
then
in that. He's been in Quiet Place Day One, Gladiator 2, Stranger Things, of course, Game of
Yeah.
Thrones, and that's about it.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
then
Tom Blyth.
Okay, then I guess I pulled a reverse Morgan Freeman, Nelson Mandela situation.
Did you know
Uh,
that he's dating Doja Cat?
Who? What? No.
Joseph Quinn's dating
Joseph
Doja
Quinn is
Cat.
dating Doja- Oh my god! What,
Man, good for him, man.
bro?
Congrats to that guy.
What a! That's a turn of events that I
You
was.
know, I didn't think I could be more jealous of the guy, but like,
He's definitely Johnny
I
Storm.
didn't
man.
know
All
Joseph
right.
Quinn had a game like that.
You know what I mean? Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. He's definitely Johnny Storm in real life. But no. Anyways, yeah, like because I was kind of apprehensive, and then especially like when they started saying like, oh, he's not going
Oh,
to be.
wait. It looks like they might have split.
Oh,
Point is, he's still been there, done that.
So you're telling me he hit it and
Ew.
killed Doja Cat?
Like I said,
He is-
but
so what could be more Johnny Storm?
yeah, you're gonna be already did that.
do you think
be
they
currently
split
doing that.
because he got this part? He's like, listen, I'm Johnny Storm now. I gotta be the part. Okay?
He's like, listen, babe, as
Don't
soon as
even
this goes out, I'm
happen
gonna
to
be
dream
even
once.
bigger. My opportunities are going to explode. We're going on a world tour. So.
Hey, I'm a superhero now. Okay, get
yeah.
it around your skull.
So, but no, because I was apprehensive at first when I was like, okay, seeing the casting, I was like, that's a weird casting, but okay, sure. And then when they were talking about like, oh, he's not going to be, the womanizer type kind of playboy kind of thing, and I was like, well, that's the whole point of his character. Sometimes, like, that's a very key aspect of the Human Torch.
They did a good balance of it, though.
And it's one of those things that I think they did a great balance. Because I was really worried about it and really apprehensive that they were just going to make him this soft little soy boy kind of whatever. And I was like, that's not his character. That's so stupid. And then, yeah, they surprised me. Like,
I mean, I gotta say, I feel
soft
like
little soy boy.
Yeah,
I'm adding that.
I feel like one of the
lexicon.
things that they really did well here. I really appreciate the fact that besides Pedro, they didn't really cast unknowns necessarily, but they were not like A-list yet. This was kind of like people with solid resumes, but nothing like, oh my God, it's that. You know what I mean? It was no character that they were so big it overtook the role that they were taking.
Like when I
Right.
get Christian Bell.
well, okay.
Right.
I think honestly,
They had a very solid
everybody
B
with the exception
tier
of Pedro.
casting.
Yeah, Pedro was the only
Because-
like big name,
because
that's
he's
the
in
only people
everything, you know what I
we're
mean?
worried
Like,
about.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, Pedro Pascal's in everything. And
Yeah, right now he might have 3 movies in the theater at this very moment.
I saw a statistic earlier that said that scientists are expecting 63% of movie roles to go to Pedro Pascal by the year 2068.
yeah, pretty
You
much.
stay away from that guy. He gets kind of anxious.
2068. He's going to be so old by then.
Yeah, but
It's
they
also a
got
joke.
AI.
No, but yeah, like it's cool. So yeah, no, but I like Vanessa Kirby. I liked her in the Rock movie with Jason Statham, like where she played the sister.
Oh, you mean Hobbs and Shaw?
Hobbs and Shaw, exactly.
You mean the yeah.
You mean
Especially
the fantastic the
Fast
Fast and
Fast
Furious,
and
the
Furious.
Fast and Furious without family?
Yes, because how else would you,
They had family. They had the Rock's family in there.
how else would you get Michael Oxmall? You know what I mean?
Not Coxmall?
Michael Ox-
Is it Berg? You don't have to tell us that, man.
I knew you were setting up the joke, so I was like, I'll just give it to him.
Appreciate that. Thank you. She was good, but she was good in that movie. So it's like one of those ones I was like, okay, cool. And if I'm being honest, I liked her. The way she sounds in this movie is amazing. Because like I feel like her normal voice, like her normal British accent, is a little bit higher. But for some reason, when she talks in her like American,
It's a little deeper.
a little deeper, and it's very kind of seductive-y, like at the same time. Like it sounds very soothing.
She was very believable as a protective mother.
Correct.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll say that. She nailed that kind of almost animalistic like instinct kind of feel, with everything she was doing. I mean, she literally gave her life for her son,
Yeah.
and I bought it. Like she did a great job.
Spoilers. For anyone.
Well, nobody's watching this. That we're past
One
that.
thing I do want to talk about, at least with the thing, anyways, I wish they would have done it more. I understand why they didn't because it would have distracted from the dialogue and everything. But I liked how every time he moved, or at least he walked or like shifted, it like they made a little like rock slide or moving sound just to kind of like add to that aesthetic. I wish like it as like because in some of the dialogue they toned down that like sound effect to make it still audible. But I still
Right.
wish that there was like a little bit because like he's wearing clothes that just dampens it. It doesn't erase the sound altogether. I would have liked to at least hear a little shuffle here and there as he's moving around.
I thought it was funny that he had to shave.
That was pretty good.
That was
I like that-
that
I
was
like
a
that
very
touch.
weirdly unexpected joke that I enjoyed. And then I go, you know what? Beard kind of works on him actually. Like looks kind of good.
I was
They went
like,
hard.
It looked like rock beard. I was like, honestly, not bad. Like looks pretty
Well, that
good.
was like I think that's like a tribute to one of the comics where like Reed travels all the way into the future to like see how long the thing lives, and he's like millennia in the future, and like the thing's like barely like he's still like in his 60s, but it's like eons in advance of time, and he has like a rock beard and everything.
That's awesome. Just a nice little fun little callback right there. Yeah, dude, that's amazing. I definitely thought the beard was funny though. That joke.
So tell me if you guys agree with this. I've been thinking about it, and I've of course have loved almost all of the MCU so far. They've been doing a fantastic job overall. Everything great. But I think out of every movie that's come out, this one is probably the most that has felt basically straight out of the comics.
Oh, I 100% agree with that.
Oh,
The
yeah.
cinematography, the shot composition, all of it. Like I felt like I was in Jack Kirby's artwork.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I was
even
gonna
the
say, but
colors.
early comics, not anything recent or
No,
the
like the original
original
source
comics.
material.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Like, and I'm not saying that makes it the best because it's not my favorite MCU movie, but
Sure.
I mean, it was still very great. But I'm just saying, I feel like it's in terms of going straight from a comic to the screen. I think this was probably the most loyal and most accurate adaptation we've seen of any Marvel movie so far.
Yeah,
Dude,
I mean,
you're in front of
barring,
Galactus, you see the
Wolverine
little
and
squares
Deadpool,
down
yeah.
at the bottom. Like they're just in the throne room, and there's just you see the little bodies, and just Galactus is looking down on them. That was like
That was amazing.
felt
When
like
his
I was-
eyes just, yeah.
Dude goes into hyper mode. You're like, oh shit. Yeah.
So like yeah, I agree with you. I mean, going off of what Nolan was talking earlier, I was also worried about this movie too because I wasn't exactly thrilled about the aesthetic when they first revealed the casting image, where they just drew the actors and with the aesthetic.
That original drawing.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be a weird movie. But at the end of it, I was like, man, I'm in love with the costumes. Actually, I think the costumes look great. It felt like aesthetically out of the comic, and also like the moments where they're having arguments and fighting reminded me of like a documentary I watched from Marvel versus DC comics back in the day about how Marvel really stood out by having their characters go through human struggles and
Having
actually
real
fighting.
problems, like Peter Parker being poor.
Peter Parker
Right.
being poor, Reed and Sue arguing about being parents
Mm-hmm.
stuff, and it's like that's 100% Marvel. And I agree. It's not my favorite Marvel movie to come out, but it's definitely the one that felt most like the comic.
Yeah,
Oh, by
they did a
far.
great job.
Yes.
Like anybody who, like, there can be problems with the movie, but nobody can say that it didn't feel accurate to the source material.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, aesthetic was great. That's something I love the costumes too, just the film.
And even the
do wish that-
soundtracks and stuff all fit. They didn't go with like any needle drops of like major pop songs, nothing modern. Like,
No, it was all score. It was all,
yep.
and it works, especially in this, right? Because like realistically, because like how much of it would have like taken you out of the movie if they go off to fight whoever it is, and then you've got AC/DC blaring.
Yeah.
Like you'd have been like,
There will,
and that pumped you up, for like Iron Man and Avengers. But here,
but
no.
here you'd be like,
did
that's a weird choice.
speaking of
AC/DC doesn't
speaking
exist
of,
for another 40 years. But it's just like, what?
speaking of the music, did anybody catch the song that was playing during the credits and
The Devour, yeah.
Yeah, Let Us Be Devoured. My buddy was like, "Oh, so it's clearly coming from the Galactus."
So
cult.
let's see if we all agree on this. Galactus is absolutely going to come back, right?
Of course
He's got to. Like, he's a celestial. Like, he doesn't just get thrown off to the edge of space.
And I'm very glad that they didn't kill him,
Agreed.
because
Well,
it wouldn't have made sense,
Yeah.
and it would have
And
been
you
getting
couldn't
rid of
bring it
such a
back.
great character. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
I'm glad
I don't
he
know,
wasn't.
though.
I'm glad he wasn't a giant like space storm.
Yeah, but I don't know if we're gonna see this one or if it will be like massive Galactus in like with the Avengers, them having to like fight him.
That would be
Well, they
interesting.
said this is the only Galactus in the entire multiverse.
No, it's
Him
not.
and
They've already said it's not.
Well, they said him and Chavez are the only ones.
No,
No.
they're not.
Because
That's 100%. No, that's why they use Shalabal instead of using Noran.
Norn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
other
but I-
Silver Surfers. There's other Galactuses. They said he is not a Nexus being.
Because I was also gonna say, like, he literally, Keegan, in the Guardians, he shows up, like in the Guardians movie. There's an image of him when they're talking about the beings, but it's Galactus when they're talking about the stones, when the Collector's talking about him or whatever.
Mhm.
There's a shot of him like in there, so he exists very much in the MCU, just not, this one particularly. I don't guess.
Yeah, there's different versions even in the MCU of Galactus. I think the only Nexus being we've seen so far is America Chavez and the Scarlet Witch.
How is Scarlet Witch a Nexus being? She
She
Is it
has
The actual the actual entity of the Scarlet Witch, not
No.
Wanda. There are other Wandas, but
Yeah.
there's only one Scarlet Witch entity because it can go through multiverses of that like energy that is the Scarlet Witch.
okay, because I was like,
It's
what is the difference here?
No, yeah, there's other Wanda Maximoffs and all that. That's plenty.
Okay, because I was
But
like,
there's
what they
only
literally talk about. Yeah,
yeah, but the energy source that is the Scarlet Witch, there's
Okay.
only one.
there's only one.
Yeah.
I mean, because she is beyond Omega level mutant, and
It's kind of like if they go that path, I believe the Phoenix Force is another.
I was like, because
only
the Phoenix
one.
Force is another celestial type shit like that
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
But not all Celestials are Nexus beings, I don't think. Because like Galactus is a celestial being, but there's other versions of him, just like the Heralds are different. Because even the Punisher has been a Herald at one point, and Ghost Rider, and like it's crazy.
yeah. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, speaking of Ghost Rider, saw a pretty sick Ghost Rider cosplay. At
Nice.
Comic-Con. Got a pretty good picture of it. I'll throw it up in the thing, but yeah, like, it's one of those things that this Galactus was cool. It very much felt like he was out of like Marvel versus Capcom Galactus, and dude, and I dug it mostly because I like that version or whatever of Galactus. So yeah, dude, it worked. I thought it was super cool.
I also like that you felt like they had to use literally every last bit of their like ability, strength, everything to just mildly inconvenience Galactus.
Yes, I was like, we're gonna get there because I do got some gripes on the back end of stuff, but yes, like it is one of those ones that he definitely seemed powerful, and they seemed a little less strong compared to this big planet-eating celestial, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was great, and I thought it really really worked. Yeah, that's. I just don't know how strong the Silver Surfer is, like, excuse me, in general.
I don't think the Silver Surfer is all that strong. It was literally just that bit of force. Because I think Johnny could have done the exact same thing that Silver Surfer did in the end.
Oh, just
being able-
like the,
I
like
think
the-
they just needed some strong force. Because I think he could have sacrificed himself and done it.
just
well, I mean, that was the
emotional, yeah.
original. That was his plan. I'm pretty sure, right?
It was, yeah.
And you're right.
I'm
I think he
saying,
definitely
like,
could have.
I don't think that has anything to do with like her necessarily like super strength or anything. It was
strength-wise.
just they just needed that little bit of extra force, like that one push to
yeah,
commit.
you know, to get Jenga. I feel that.
Yeah.
That is Jenga.
Because I mean we saw when she was trying to talk to him earlier and he just basically like choked her up like Darth Vader.
Yeah. Yeah, that was like. But
And I also think he was also not at full strength because A, he hadn't devoured because that's what he was there to do. And B, he definitely had to change his size and everything to be able to walk on Earth to get Franklin.
Yeah,
And plus, Reed also like cleaned out some of his tank when he hit the weak spot anyway. So
Yeah, so I think that kind of, yeah.
there was it was a lot of multiple steps here for that.
And,
Well-
yeah, and even with all of their focus and everything, they only made him step like 3 steps.
Right.
true.
I love it, like to mildly inconvenience him.
Yeah, they made him stumble, and he still almost was fine.
He's like, that's cool.
He didn't even hit his life alert.
Right. So okay, so
So what are your gripes there, Nolan?
oh, okay. Well, so my gripes is literally what we're talking about here is like the Galactus being like strong or whatever. Mine was the fact that freaking Sue was like just OP freaking mama bear over there for some reason towards the end, and I go like, because I'm like, okay, yes, like Sue's a strong character, right? Like her powers are pretty strong and they are pretty great, but I was like, that's Galactus, man, and she's like pushing this dude around like this giant being, and like it's okay, it's cool, and she's like, doing it.
So I think for that,
And I was like, I don't think she's strong enough.
I don't know if you've read recent comics and stuff, but Sue
Recent
is-
ones, no. I have a
Well, like,
proclivity to reading
in the past like even decade or so, Sue is very OP. She is broken.
Oh, okay. Well,
They give her, she's pretty strong, so there's some precedent for that. But I think what they were going for in this, I think it's that equivalent of like mothers who have
I'm saving Billy. I'm gonna lift the car. Like,
exactly,
Yeah, exactly.
and I mean, and again,
Yeah.
it literally took
mommy.
so much out of her that she died.
Right.
Yeah.
Like she
And-
exerted herself to death, so there was consequence for what she did. That it couldn't be a normal usage, you know.
Yeah, I think this was definitely outside of like because we saw her like test her abilities. Like she could only keep the ship invisible for like 30 seconds. She could only do so much. This was definitely like
Well, she
her
was also
giving
pregnant.
everything she had to protect her baby.
I just need 19 seconds or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Yeah, I got it. But that's what I'm saying. It's like that was kind of what like one of my gripes is I was like, well, okay. But now that you say that, yeah, she literally did that and then died. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll give you a little bit of that. I knew she was going to come back, obviously, in some way, shape, or form, because like they're not just going to leave it like that. But yeah, because I was just like, when did she get so strong? When did you literally, as you said, all four of them were having trouble, inconveniencing him mildly. But it's like, oh, but Sue can take him by himself. And I
But
was like,
yeah,
no.
if she could still be like again, she only managed to move him like a foot or two, basically.
It was like 3 steps back. Like,
and that took so much effort that she literally died.
She literally.
I mean, even still, she had help. Like the thing knocked down the last building, so that way he could actually fall into the portal. Like it was. Like I felt like it was earned. It wasn't
It
like
was kind of a team
necessarily
effort,
like
but I was
ripping
just
everything out. It was definitely like a build up throughout the movie to at least show how much they support each other as a family. In my opinion.
But yeah,
I mean, if anything, Reed's the one who didn't really do much in the fight.
No,
Well, it's like you just see how much like he's barely stretching. He's like freaking out. I'm like that. Like I've seen like comic panels where like he's like unraveled.
Did anybody else think that he was just gonna like let him go like a rubber band?
I thought so. I
was
was like, he's
hoping
just gonna
he
go be like,
would. I'm mad because he didn't. Like, I was really hoping that he was gonna go and like just fling him off like a little sticky hand, and I was like, oh, he didn't. And I was like, damn it, man. But I agree with Grayson. Like, because he's pulling, I go, okay, well, that looks uncomfortable, sure, but he can't stretch any more than 10 feet.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I was like, what is going on over here?
Yeah, we didn't see as much. Like his ability was definitely the most low key of the group in this movie.
Well,
because like even like his stretchiness of like when he was like actually using it, I was like, Mr. Fantastic, like it gets pretty stretchy. I don't understand why he's
because he can literally turn into like sails and stuff. Like
right,
like physical,
flattens his whole body and that's why I was like, brother, I don't he stretched you 10, 15 feet head to foot. And you're 6 feet tall. Like that's not.
So
you ain't very elasticy, bro. I don't know what are you doing.
So one gripe me and my buddy had going on to the next gripe. One gripe me and my buddy had was the timeline of this movie. It didn't feel. Well, no, it didn't feel like it was a year. It felt like it was a week, and
I think it's because they took big portions of like she found out she was pregnant, and then like 20 minutes later she's having the baby.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Pacing,
that's because they just
a little wonky.
Yeah,
you know
they
what?
just sped it up. Yeah,
I think there was definitely a little bit more that they because we were talking about this too. Is like the whole thing with the Thing and his little teacher, right? The little teacher lady was like it felt like there was something there, but like they gave us nothing. Like it was like one scene, and then he's like, "I'm here to see you," and that's it. And like I feel like there was a lot. It doesn't just go from that to like seeing.
A lot of people think that that's like a lot of that storyline got cut because it didn't add anything to it.
Well,
but they kept in some of it because apparently that character, because it's not the one that he ends up with, Alicia, whoever.
Yeah.
I think Alicia Masters. This one was Rachel something, and they believe that it was a stand-in and honoring Jack Kirby's wife. Because the thing is basically Jack Kirby's character insert of himself.
Yeah.
Like the Yancey Street, like he was on like Delancey Street. Yeah. So that's kind of him. And then it's something about his wife, like it had like the same name or something. So I think they kept a little bit of it in for the tribute to her still. So I was like, okay, I get it. I agree with you. It felt a little like shoved in there.
Because it either felt shoved in there or like they had more, but it was definitely taken out. Because it was just like, with the one interaction and then hey, I'm here to see you. Like after they get back, and I was like, there was no.
And she's like, "Oh, hi, random superhero I met on the street."
There was no in between. Yeah, it was a little quick, little weird, little wonky, but
like they could have had just 5 minutes to like have a little date or something, and it would have established like, "Oh, okay."
A whole bunch.
if we think about it, there's already so much going on in this movie where I think I agree it felt a little shoehorned in, but I think it was definitely to put in there still to give, I think some characterization, plus also, as you said, David, paying tribute to Jack Kirby because he goes to the synagogue, he goes to talk to, be
Because
there
him
as
being
like,
Jewish is like a huge part of his character.
100%. And like it was a good tribute to the entire character, the entire just everything. And I think it was just also there to kind of be like he's still involving himself in the community after, the
Being
whole,
a rock monster.
you're not going to give up your kid, you're not going to do any of this. So, but he still wants to be there as a symbol of hope for his community.
And while I agree it was a little shoehorn, like Grayson said, it would have felt much worse if they would have had 5 or 10 minutes of just relationship for nothing kind of thing.
Exactly.
It didn't fit in the movie.
I feel like it was just the right amount to fit the timing of what they were going for and what they used, where they used it.
Well,
I think it was more of, hey, the thing has a life going on.
Yeah, but you know what? And here's the thing: is honestly the version that we got, you could have. I'm gonna fix it with one line, right? When they go to the school, or whatever he does, fix the car or whatever, like that little thing, and they can literally just kind of end that whole scene with him being like, "Hey, do you want to go out sometime?" Like just establishing that there's, that there's.
But then we'd never see them going out or anything, and they'd be like, "Why did they leave that
I don't think
hanging?"
that we need to see
But
that.
that's fine because at least we've built up to the hey, he's at least asked her out and it's becoming a thing, not a because there was no like interaction like alluding to that, and then he's just like,
I think,
well, I'm here to see you.
I think that they were worried that people. I think it was better as they just wanted to say like, "Oh, he has a crush on her," instead of establishing something, because then they would be like, "Why wasn't she more involved?" And the fact is, if they're going with the comics, he's not even going to end up with her. So why spend time establishing somebody that's just going to kind of disappear? It's easier to write her out later if they don't have a strong connection, I think.
I get that, but then you got people like me asking questions of like, why wasn't this a better relationship?
Did it ruin the movie for you?
Weird and choppy. It didn't ruin the movie for me, but it
tells them
is.
they don't care. It
You know,
wasn't a big
right.
enough deal.
You're getting caught up in the chives. What I mean by that is like there's one little ingredient. It's not like the most important thing, but it still adds a little bit. It's like adding green onions to nachos. You're focusing on why is there green onions on nachos instead of enjoying the nachos.
Instead of wondering where my cheese is. Yeah.
Going off that note, I'm really disappointed that the thing didn't like stick his finger in the sauce and be like, "Oh, cousin, this is great." No,
What?
no bear
I
fan.
mean,
Yeah.
I'll give you a pity clap for that, but that's about it.
I mean, it was just a dumb joke. It's just one off, just trying to get it out
Oh, yeah,
there.
that's right, because that is the same guy, right? That's the same actor from the.
Yes.
Yeah, he
On the
plays
Bear.
cousin in the Bear. I will say this: I loved Herbie.
Yes.
He was pretty
Herbie
cool.
was fun.
Such a good little sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was hilarious how he's a reel-to-reel robot.
That
He
was
has his phone on the tape.
they just take the tape out and they're like, okay, work mode.
This is space mode. Yeah, I thought that was super cool too. I was like, that's fantastic.
Like-
Herbie, help me stabilize this thing.
He was such a good like R2D2 type thing without being overpowered.
And you know what?
100%.
My favorite bit about that too was the fact that even though he's a robot, freaking Johnny would pet him like a dog, give little head scratches. I was like, oh, I love that. Yeah, it just shows like the little relationship of them.
I really like whatever universe they go to next or whatever they're doing. I really hope Herbie stays with them.
Because he is
He's
he's
so
kind of like
big.
a dog. He's like a little robot dog, and I was like, that's fantastic that he does. He gives him props. He gives him fist bumps, like head scratches, and I was like, at least Johnny shows somebody some love. Like I'm glad that Herbie gets a little bit of that from somebody.
And I loved Johnny and Ben's like interactions.
I was also
Oh,
gonna say that was part of what I was gonna say too. Is like normally, like in the older versions or whatever, they show them just kind of hating each other. Like,
yeah, this was so much better as like a uncle nephew dynamic almost, you know,
Or like a
Because-
brotherly competition type of thing.
like teasing
Right.
each other,
Yeah.
but still like, but
And
you
it
can
was
tell they still care about each other a lot.
significantly better, right? Because that's exactly it. It's like in the first one, you just kind of felt like Ben and Johnny hated each other. You know what I mean? Like if you get blood from a stone, like just it's like a whole thing or whatever. This like they actually felt like they've been through some shit. They're actually a team. Like
Yeah, like teammates looking out for each other. They're
they
just
do
trying to annoy each
respect
other.
to some degree, right? But they still will throw stuff at each other. Can you kill the sexy alien? Hey, I don't tell you how to, you know what I mean? Like I don't tell you how to drive the ship. Don't tell me how to kill the sexy alien, dude. Like
Or the scene when Johnny goes and speaks the alien language and the thing's fine. Like, are you kidding me? He can barely understand the English language.
Yeah.
perfect. That's exactly it. Like that's something.
Or when he's bringing him to Galactus, he's like, "Come on, say it, say the line." He's like, "I don't
Say
want to
the-
fucking
come on,
say
I don't
it."
want to say the line. Yeah, come on, say it. Yeah, say the line.
What time is it?
I'm not gonna say it. Come on. Is it Auburn time?
Honestly,
Come
on
on.
that subject, I felt like that like entire moment was like incredibly earned, just with how like they paced the entire thing. They didn't give too much of it, but they earned that payoff for sure with that entire sequence.
With
In
him
my
saying it,
opinion.
yeah, it felt good.
Absolutely.
Like it was exciting. Like you were happy to hear him finally say it.
Yeah.
Because
Like
he
it
kind
fit
of
with
thought
what
it
was
the whole
happening.
time. He was like, I'm not. No, I don't say that.
Only in
I
the
never
co-
said
It's in the cartoons. It's in the
Come
cartoons.
on, this is the cartoon. Come on, man. Just say, give me it one time. But yeah, no, I definitely love their dynamic because it felt very brotherly, like a lot more grounded like that.
It felt real. It felt like okay,
Yeah,
this.
like
It's like it was like two firefighters that are together. You know, they
Yeah.
save people and get each other's back. Like,
right. I mean, and it's
but
one
they
of those
razz
things,
each other. You
you
know,
still bust your buddy's balls every once in a while, but it's all
Exactly.
love. You know what I mean? It's definitely all love, not a hating type of like situation. So yeah, definitely like their interactions, and also to their credit, the way Pedro Pascal like kind of tried to not tried. I mean, he did, but the way he portrayed Richards of like I'm messed up. I don't want my kid to be messed up. You know what I mean? Like I thought that was kind of nice, like on how he was like trying to treat him, because that's exactly it. He's like, man, I know there's nothing wrong with you, and he's like, I'm kind of I just hope you don't grow up to be like me with these problems. Like I just want you to be better than me. Which you know what I mean is great, because like it's a good fatherly dynamic, but also Reed does understand sometimes that he's like, man, sometimes I get it. I am the problem. You know.
I also feel like I don't personally really have these, but I can. I've had a lot of friends and stuff that I definitely see how if you were somebody who suffered from like anxiety, depression, and things like that, your number one thing would be, I wouldn't want my child to ever have to go through this.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh
know,
yeah.
like,
No,
I hope-
that's
Yeah.
that's exactly what I thought when I saw that scene too. It was like I mean he's constantly stressing himself out by trying to figure out what's wrong with the situation. Where he's
And
just
he's
like,
so
I'm not,
smart
he's
that
like,
he
I-
thinks
he's like,
up all
I'm
the
not,
million
he's
things
like, I'm
it
not.
could be.
He's like, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to try to sit there and figure this out. I'm just going to let this happen. But
will say,
I love the line there where he's like, if you want to tell me if you're this weird, like crazy, powerful thing right now, if you want to tell me exactly who you are right now, that'd be great. But you'll tell me when you're ready.
One little thing that I did, like just on that note, I really appreciated out of the movie was when like Sue goes up to see Herbie building the crib, and she's like, "So I see Herbie's building the crib. That was a you job." And he's like, "What? Herbie can do it just as good as I can. I needed to be doing science." And she's like, she knew he was missing the point that she wanted she wanted to have Franklin have his dad build his crib and have that be
Right.
an emotional moment for them to bond. And he
It was about the emotional significance.
Right.
It wasn't
Exactly.
just, oh, we just need a crib, because then
We just
anybody
need a
could have built it.
Yep. Well, and that's what I mean, right? By like that, as far as like portraying, Reed, that's a very Reed move right there.
100%.
Because it's logic instead of emotion.
It's a problem, or seemingly a problem, right? But it's like, here's a task is already getting done. What's the problem? Like, why? And it's like, that's not the point.
Yeah,
You're-
it's about the journey versus the destination kind of thing. Reed's
Right.
like, we still got there, who cares? And she's like, yes, but we didn't go, the scenic route we needed to, kind of thing.
Correct, right? And and that's what I mean. It's like, and they kept that tone the same through most of the movie of that, right? Where like, because he, even in the part where he's like, yeah, well, no, we just gotta kind of do this or whatever. Like, it kind of figured it out, and she's like, no, you figured out the whole problem, you ass. You know what we have to like, just say it. And he's like,
Yeah, when she's all pissed at him, like, what we have to fucking do.
use them as bait. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, so and he's yeah.
I like when she gets so mad that she just vanishes and just like, I can't be around you right now.
which
was
is a
pretty
very
good.
valid like emotion from her, like for that situation. But the thing is Sue also goes, I get it, I understand, I don't like it, but I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I know what has to be done, and like that's what makes that dynamic.
Like, they
even
acted like
crazier.
real people.
Right,
Oh,
and that's what I
100%.
mean. Like, that's
Yeah.
what makes that dynamic crazy. Is she's like, I know what we have to do, but I don't like it, and I'm upset about it. So like, I'm gonna go, invisible and just kind of fuck off for a little bit or whatever. But she understands. She's like, as much as I don't like it, we're gonna do it because that's the plan. That's the only way it works. because realistically, like that's what everybody got mad about for bottom 4 is like, oh, you're gonna choose a baby over everybody, and it's like, yeah. Because 99% of the time, right? I was like, I'm thinking about it and I go, yeah, one baby versus the whole planet, whatever. Sure, it's from a guy perspective, you know what I mean? Like numbers wise, it makes sense. Okay, cool. But I was like, but I've also never been a mother. I've never given birth to a child, and like I don't even have kids of my own. Like,
Yeah, like even as a man,
will
though, could you
say-
imagine being like, "Here's my son."
here's my and that's what I'm
Like,
saying. It's like
yeah.
it's again, I completely agree with the decision that reads like the price was too high. But yeah, absolutely. Because I would have felt the same way. I'm not giving up my son. You're out of your freaking mind. You're out of your nugget, dude. Like
I will push Galactus into a beam into a teleporting star for my son as well.
right. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I was like. So I was like, I get it on why, like, they went the way that they went and the decision that they made. And it's just crazy because like but I like the fact that they used that, like when Sue comes out, she's like, this is our little boy. Look at him. He's so cute, ain't he? I
No,
ain't giving him up.
damn it. We do
Like,
like him.
Like I said, I ain't giving him up.
On that
bitch.
note, I do want to say, like what we were talking about earlier, I think that's what makes this feel even more like the comics is because this is real. This is a real world scenario. This is how people would respond. This is what would happen. These are people that have fantastical powers that have no choice but to face odds that they have no business nor no responsibility to face, but they have to. And they still have to deal with realistic situations regardless. And I think the conversations and just the writing again made it feel so like the comics because it knew the characters. The people that were involved in every bit of this knew what the Fantastic Four were, knew what, how to write the story, how to make it realistic, and how to provide a story that was grounded enough in the Fantastic Four as a whole to bring these characters to life. And it was just, I did not expect this to hit I did not expect this movie to be as good as it was because of that.
I came in, Grayson, with zero expectations, bro. Like I literally did. I was like, you can even ask Keegan. I was like, nah, because this movie's gonna suck, dude. Like I was like low expectations going into it, and I was like, I'm not really excited to go watch this. And then we ended up having some time or whatever on Thursday night, and Aaron was like, you want to go watch it? And I was like, let's do it. And
I told you guys from the beginning this movie was gonna be good.
I know it was
You
going to be
did.
good. I didn't think it was going to be
You did.
Well, you know what, David? You can make me a pie, and I will eat it. All right.
I'll put a blue 4 on it for you.
Yes, please. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those ones that, like you said, it actually, because my expectations were low, I think that's what made it like a little bit better. It was nice to be pleasantly surprised, because I did. I came in hating this, not wanting to watch it or whatnot, because I was like, no, it's gonna be crap, man. Like I'm not excited about it. I don't want to do it, but
I can't.
was super like pleasantly surprised, and I was like, yo,
What's up, Mr. Dom? Happy to
Hi,
see you.
Mr. Dom. I came in with the same expectation as Nolan. I was not like, especially with the last handful of movies. Not every single one of them has been good, as we discussed. Thunderbolts was really good, but like Ant-Man Quantumania was a weird one for me. I didn't really, we didn't really love Captain America at all. So I was like, this might be just another Disney's putting out another Marvel movie because they need to put another Marvel movie out, kind of
See,
thing. And
I
was
knew-
pleasantly surprised by how much
I knew it was going to
actually
be
did like
good just because of how long they've taken to do Fantastic Four and how much
That is
hype
true.
is around it, and like they took the time. Just like I think X-Men is going to knock it out of the park because they've waited so long to finally introduce them. That
Yeah,
I think
that-
the
I mean, like,
stories they go with
Grayson's
are gonna be
shake-
really good.
and they're
Grayson's
gonna bring
shaking
in
his head.
Wolverine, so it's
No,
gotta be good.
I'm shaking my head just in anticipation. Like I'm excited for that. After this, I am so stoked.
Yeah, the Mutant Saga is going to be amazing.
I'm ready. I want Avengers Doomsday right now, so we can get that much closer to having the X-Men in this universe. If it's going to be this good,
I agree. So, that was also like one of the other weird, like not gripes, but like a curiosity, if you will.
A curiosity.
A curiosity. Yeah, is they only had the 4, and I was like, there's no way that this planet is filled with superheroes, and you're gonna put it all on just the 4. You know what I mean? Like I was like, where?
Yeah, I don't think there's any other heroes in this world, in this Earth.
And that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like you can't tell me that the Fantastic Four is the only heroes out of the entire planet in this universe. Like that's crazy to me.
I think it's The only thing I would say about that, they did. Don't you
Don't
think
you
they
think
should
they
have
should have already-
started?
with the X-Men and let all these other stories rest for a while to fully open up the mutant universe.
No,
You know, I would. I don't think no. I don't think they should have already started with the X-Men because right now with the MCU the way it is, the X-Men would feel kind of shoehorned to me.
no, hold on. I got this
I
one.
think
Ready?
it's gonna be after Secret Wars when everything resets. Is they're gonna be able to introduce mutants as something that's been there all along in a new kind of continuity.
Right.
Knowing
but also,
knowing a little bit more about Franklin Richards and his ability to create universes, I absolutely agree. It's just gonna be
Well,
it's gonna be him creating a universe
This
for the
this
reset.
question is specifically for Nick. Nick,
No, it's
we
not.
have already yes, it is. We have already had our first official mutant in the MCU. Do you know who it is?
You know her dad, Nick. Come on now.
I hate this. Please let this joke die.
No,
It's not a joke. It's
a joke.
trivia.
No,
It's
Kamala-
It's a bit.
Yeah.
It's 100% a bit.
No,
Don't
no,
act
okay.
like it's not, Keegan. You
Yes.
started this bit. It's absolutely a bit.
No,
They used
but
to-
Nick,
No, it's not Wanda. No.
Kamala Khan is
Kamala Khan.
officially was
Officially
officially
Kamala
the
Khan.
first
They even
MCU
had the X-Men 97 theme play at the end.
Yeah,
of Miss
and they
Marvel.
did it because
really ridiculous,
she's
but,
supposed to be an Inhuman, but after that TV show was awful and they don't need it anymore, they decided they're not going to have Inhumans be in the MCU. So
yeah.
she got
Well-
kind of shifted over to being a
Hey,
mutant,
Miss-
along
hey,
with
Mr.
her powers being different.
But
Hey, Mr. Dom. Hey, Mr. Dom. Thanks for the question.
I do believe that. I think you're right though that Wanda, it was kind of revealed as also like a latent mutant, that her mystical powers helped boost her mutant powers. I think they said in WandaVision.
Yeah, where they kind of retconned that she was just like experimented on.
whatever.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
technically she should be Magneto's daughter, her and Quicksilver, but
who
Besides
knows what they're going to do with all
They'll
that?
swiftly correct that with the next iteration of Scarlet Witch. I'm pretty sure. So,
sure, right? But to answer his question, it's one of those things, Mr. Dom, you have to let things breathe for a while, and there's a bigger breath in between Fantastic Fours than there has been between X-Men. Because I think the last
Because
one
we had
was-
all the first class movies,
right, Dark
Mhm.
Phoenix, I think was the last one, and that was 2019, 2020,
and it was awful.
and it was awful, and it was terrible, right? So it's one of
When
those
was
things that
that?
you got to let some things breathe before you can reboot the world or redo whatever it is and let it kind of
And
settle.
I
down.
like that they're
Oh.
bringing back a lot of the Fox X-Men original actors,
Yeah, that was
In-
2019. Dark
in
Phoenix was
Doomsday.
2019.
but I like that they're bringing back a lot of those originals, like the original Cyclops with James Marsden and all that
James
stuff.
But I think
and-
that's because they're doing a whole multiverse kind of
Right,
situation,
right. I like that they're like killing that off officially, or like finishing that up,
which would be great because that
and then
universe
moving
is
into
trash. I as much and the thing is, like, I love the X-Men, dude. Like that, and that's the part is
Well,
like
who doesn't?
why it hurts.
They're
is,
some
like,
of
I
my
love the
favorites.
X-Men.
yeah, I do like
But-
them.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that obviously vote for me. I don't know how we're gonna vote for me, but we're gonna put up a poll or something.
Put
We
it.
will
put
get
it-
Set up a
Be the
table.
official,
Here's how we're gonna vote. Here's how
Wolverine.
we're gonna vote. Here's how
Right.
we're gonna vote.
What they're gonna
Ready,
do on
ready,
is-
Nolan? Ready, Nolan? Here's how we're gonna vote. You're gonna anyone watching this right now, take a marker, take a Sharpie, put a one box and put a second box, put yes, no, and then mark which box you want on your computer screen right now.
Yeah, or we could put up a poll or something.
Okay, so we're gonna move past all of that. No, I am also tired of Hugh Jackman. I'm ready for a new Wolverine.
You're right.
I mean,
it's right here,
that's
right here.
100%.
What I do want to say before
Yeah,
we move
vote-
all
I
the
mean,
way off
vote-
on that
vote Nolan.
is,
New Wolverine right here.
So I will say
I
will say- I'm not necessarily tired of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I do
No,
think
I
it's about
He did a
I think
great
it's about
job.
time. Hang on, I think it's time. Can I finish a sentence?
No.
Holy shit, let me finish a
Sorry,
sentence.
Mr. Khan.
Look, you're dealing with a lot of ADHD over here, buddy.
I'm not necessarily tired of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I appreciate it because it's an iconic role for him. I do think it's time to retire it though. Let him
I think it's-
let
he's
him
running-
move
Just to your
past it.
point with Logan being the actual movie that was the send off, it should have been it. We should have dusted our hands. Not that we shouldn't pay homage, but we can't keep dragging him back out till he's 90 to keep doing this. It is
Now,
time to sit
okay.
and bring
Hold,
their
I
vision
will
of
say,
Wolverine.
Even though he brought it
I
up,
have-
we're gonna have you doing this till you're 90.
yeah, I have no problem that they brought him in to do the Deadpool movie because it was such a running joke of him and Hugh Jackman since the first Deadpool. Like it
Oh, yeah.
felt like an earned payoff to have him back.
I
And
would
then
say it goes
don't
back
mind
further
it,
than that too. With
but I don't
Ryan
mind
Reynolds,
if he comes
Deadpool,
out
and
one
X-Men
more
Origins.
time, like with the Doomsday and Secret Wars. And honestly, that'd be a perfect place to permanently kill him off.
Boom, that's it, and then that's end it, done.
But
and
let
then
him be
Shirley-
on screen one more time with the original X-Men cast since they're coming back.
Well,
Let
and-
him come in too. Let them all, we get the reunion people want, and let him sacrifice himself for them, or something
some fan
that's
service kind of
a worthy ending.
So,
Absolutely,
And then
because
after
that's what
Secret Wars, we'll do all new X-Men.
I mean. That would work perfectly, especially since with his background in Deadpool and Wolverine being. Guys, sorry,
Hey,
I
you're
make
fine, Mr.
mistakes with
Dom.
my
I think you're
English.
doing
It's not my
great.
first language.
You're speaking better
Don't-
English than I hear Nick speak most of the time, so you're fine.
Swinging out a lip on YouTube, Nick. Such a vulgar gesture. But I do kind of want to
We're over an hour into this. I'm pretty sure.
With the
Fine.
X-Men thing, I think honestly, with the state that Marvel's in right now, having that would spoil the fruit too early, if that makes any sense, because they need to get something quality in place first before they bring them all the way in. Let the one-off stories work their way into it, and then when the multiverse situation happens, that's the culmination. So I think they're playing it right. They're playing it smart. They're letting this take its time to gestate and actually build instead of trying to do what they've always done and just hawk crap out there for us just to consume. So I think this is the right move for sure.
And I think it's good bringing him in now because as much as I would have liked to have seen him before, it wouldn't have made as much sense. It again would have been like, why haven't we seen them since Iron Man?
Yes.
And on top of that, it gives the MCU another direction to keep going in so that they're not running out of stories. Like we have a whole mutant verse to explore now, and that's so many. Like Apocalypse could be the next big bad of like an entire saga
Mr.
that
Sinister?
stretches for another
Mr.
10 years.
Sinister. Saw
You
pretty good
know.
Mr. Sinister this weekend too, by the way. That was
Yeah,
we
we could definitely. There's a lot more possibilities of Avenger level threats, basically.
but-
once
well, I
we
was
bring
gonna
in
say
that
They
world.
redo. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say that. Sorry, that's the bit too. Is like I think that they're forgetting is like X-Men actually have like a lot of
Major bad guys.
Avengers level like baddies or whatever that show up. That's like okay, this is a little bit bigger than the X-Men. We you know what I mean? We can be like Galactus, right? Like realistically, Galactus is a bigger than just the Fantastic Four type villain.
Well, just imagine if they gave like Disney gives us like the quality of story they did with this Fantastic Four movie, but for like Days of Future Past. Just imagine how hard that storyline would go under
Oh,
like this
man.
whole.
I-
Look, they do
And
a
that's
two-part series
after
with
having
Rock
like 10
Before.
years of X-Men movies building up to that.
Exactly.
right. Yep.
Not
Agreed.
only that, but I'd love to eventually get a real Avengers versus X-Men maybe when the new
That
ones
would
come
be
in
sick, dude.
with them having or
that would be an interesting cool like movie like to have
yeah, like there's a lot of places that it can go once you bring in these more
But
characters.
I can tell you right
the
now,
Office
the
X-Men
X-Men Apocalypse was not great. It did not satiate anything in me. Like
No.
watch, like
I
love
wanna
Oscar,
see
I
a
love Oscar
real-
Isaac. That but good God, I was like, you guys wasted a whole bunch of characters and a bunch of story. Like this just wasn't good.
And like the Phoenix
So-
storyline should go on for like a decade.
Yeah, it takes a
They need to
while
build
for her
that
to
good, for sure.
break the walls down.
And then keep it going where like multiple people get the Phoenix Force
Yeah.
and turn that into like the whole universe ending thing that it should be. Like there's a lot of great places it can go. So I think they're bringing them in at the right time to keep the MCU healthy.
So, gentlemen, this is where my brains go. Where my brain goes when we talk about multiverse and this whole situation with X-Men and the multiverse in and of itself with Marvel. If they were to introduce a Marvel versus Capcom just tie-in somewhere along the lines over the next few years, I would be all in just because of the multiverse situation.
Like
that would be
like a Marvel versus Capcom movie.
no, just a game, not a movie, just a game.
I was
I'm
like,
not saying a movie. That would
could you
be the biggest
imagine
mistake
watching?
anybody could ever make.
Could you imagine
I'm just
watching
saying-
Mega Man?
I
And
was
Spider-Man
about to say,
get out on the
I-
big screen?
No,
I'm not gonna
I
lie,
meant video
I
game
do-
100%. There's like a video
I
game
think-
tie into the actual series, but have it just be a side thing just for the fans of Marvel versus Capcom.
Like as a
all.
movie,
I
as a
love Marvel
movie,
versus
it
Capcom,
would be
so, like,
that'd be such a stupid idea, but I'd so go see that movie.
100%.
It would be like Ultron has invaded, the cyber world, so Mega Man's after him, but then he sets it up to fight the heroes. Like
Dude.
I'd watch the hell out of that.
yes, you could totally do. And the thing is too, is especially with the multiverse being a whole thing currently, like
Dude,
you
we
could
just did a TV show. Sorry, but
no, I mean you're good, Grayson. Like I'm just saying, like the multiverse is part of Loki, and Loki's a TV show. I'm just saying. So but that's what I mean. Like you could probably have like a weird like spin-off that way of having like that happen, and it's like they just get dropped into this like random universe where it's like, the hell is going on here? And then
They're doing Battle Worlds anyway. Just make them drop of Marvel versus Capcom in the Battle Worlds saga.
There you go.
Like
You know how
I
sick that
personally,
would be?
I think between the mutants coming into it and delving more into the magical side of things with like Blade and supernatural stuff, Ghost Rider and all that, there's so many storylines for them to jump into after Secret Wars.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, and that's what I'm saying. It's like the Marvels. There's a ton of them. There's a ton
He's
of
got to
fun,
build up to this exciting
good
stuff.
ones, but you just have to get there. You have to somehow strategically place them in a place that the story makes sense. It's not just we're throwing this out of nowhere, and you're like, what? Where did that
Right.
come from? Like
You can't try to rush into it. That's where Zack Snyder's movies failed with the DC.
right.
He tried to go too fast with too many characters and just awful.
Sometimes you got to let it build, buddy.
Real fast.
All I got to say to that is Martha.
Why'd you say that name?
Why'd you say that name?
How do you know that name?
How do you know the name?
Hey, you don't say that.
Oh my god, I would love that, a multiverse movie, and then all of a sudden it's Will Ferrell and
Hey.
John C. Riley's characters and
Why'd
Super
you-
Brothers.
why'd you-
Super Brothers.
hey,
Hey, you don't say that.
hey, you don't say that. But
Hey,
yeah, no.
Nick, I see your Martha and I raise you a Yusuf, and then we'll continue on, okay?
Oh, you
I just saw that man have a connection in real time.
So
I mean,
You're
anyone
You're
not
funny,
watching,
Keegan.
if you are somehow able to make custom T-shirts, please make one that
Don't.
says Yusuf's biggest fan and mail it to Nick because
Yusuf for
Size-
president.
Size large,
Oh,
size
right.
large men's
Going right out.
t-shirts.
Yeah, Yusuf for president. But
Size large men's t-shirts.
I like that you had to like specify men's.
yeah. Well, it could have been unisex. They fit funny. I'll give him that one.
Thanks, Nolan.
You're welcome, buddy.
Love,
Nolan
I
just
love
said
that.
he's gonna
I like
give-
that you're on my side, where everyone else is trying to slowly throw me under the bus.
Well,
You
Look,
just
I'm
thanked-
lightly sitting on the bench. All right.
The thing is
Don't-
You
I'm
just
a
thanked
contrarian.
Nolan for giving you a large one.
dude. So the thing is I'm a contrarian and Ted Mosby a lot. So it's one of those ones that I will hit you with it's not encyclopedia, it's encyclopedia, like type of shit. sometimes.
You mean figuratively?
Yeah, that's
literally.
I mean literally. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so sometimes it happens, but that's yes. You're always correcting people. Like,
Do you want a drink? I'll take a water. Well, technically, water is a drink.
well, yeah, exactly. So, but all right. Everybody enjoyed this. We liked this.
So here's my question. This is the big one that, of course, everybody's been talking about all week.
Does
What do
Pedro
you think?
Pascal have anxiety?
What do you think of this movie compared to Superman?
So
I put it right above Superman. I like Superman, but I'm more of a Marvel fan, so I'm gonna put this one just above Superman for that fact.
I love DC, but the quality of this movie overall definitely puts it a little bit above Superman for me. They're close, but this is definitely execution. Like everything, most of it hits beat for beat pretty much the same, but the story is just that much better to where it does put it up a little bit higher than Superman for me.
I think
for
I'm
me-
gonna
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead. No, you can go. You're good. I'll go after.
Well, I was gonna say for me, kind of honestly the same with everybody else here. I liked fantastic. So, the way I broke it down, or at least the way I saw it
We got you, Mr.
I agree, Dom. Dom says Fantastic Four by 1,000.
by 1,000, yeah. So it's one of those things-
Mr. Dom, I have one question, real quick before you go on, Nolan. Mr. Dom, Fantastic Four or Jurassic World Rebirth?
and I raise you Yusuf Khan or Yusuf Khan.
I'm gonna go on record right now saying I cared about every main character of Fantastic Four separately on their own, like each individual person, more than every single character in Jurassic World Rebirth put together.
All of them. Yeah, exactly.
Drastically. When
I-
you
I
flesh
cared.
out characters as opposed to just meat
Drastically.
puppets, that's
I
wild.
cared more about the Silver Surfer's surfboard, just the board by itself.
Number
Do
4,
I have to answer?
and to answer that,
I think that's a good enough answer there, Mr. Dumb.
and
Real
to
quick, before we
answer
give
that,
like all of our final thoughts, I do want to just say one thing about Galactus. I do think.
Hold on. Nolan's still trying to answer the last question.
Well, fine.
Yeah, give
I'm
him a
impatient.
second.
out
Give him a
here
second.
being interrupted. So I liked Fantastic Four better, okay? But here's the thing, right? Is they score well in each area, but Superman had more punch count, which was great there. It had more punches. Fantastic Four didn't really have any punches except for the one at the end from the Thing. He clobbered once. Like I would really wanted to see more clobbering, you know? But despite that, I did like Fantastic Four's story better. Even though there wasn't as many punches, it was a more cohesive, better story, at least to me in my eyes, than Superman. But overall, both movies, I honestly exceeded expectations by a lot because I had low expectations for both. So
I would say,
Fantastic Four over Superman.
yeah, I'm gonna say exactly what I said. Mr. Dom, I feel like you're very correct. It is very similar from the old Marvel movies, and like I told you guys in Discord when I first saw it, Fantastic Four is definitely a better movie in
Yes.
every area that you would check. Anything you're reviewing, it's a better movie. Superman was a little more fun. It was a little
Agreed.
lighter. It was a little more, even
Yes.
though I know it was like, it didn't feel as heavy. It was lighter.
It
was
felt
optimistic.
more-
Superman should be.
it felt more smooth brain than Fantastic Four.
It did. You didn't have to think as much. It was a classic superhero popcorn flick.
Are you
And
both
there's
calling me
nothing-
stupid right now? 'Cause that
Nothing
kinda
wrong with
hurts, right?
Right?
There's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, I agree very closely with.
Superman, these.
I know there has been issues in the past where Rotten Tomatoes isn't something to really go by, but
Right.
I very much agree with what they have right now, which is Fantastic Four has got an 87%. Superman's at like 83.
Yeah,
Agreed.
that's
I
pretty
feel
much
that's
that margin is acceptable for sure.
Yeah.
That's
like,
about how I feel regardless.
if I put Superman for me was about a solid 7, maybe 7.5 if I really, and then Fantastic Four is like 8 to 8.5. It's about a point higher. So I definitely think I'm glad they're both doing well because I feel like when one succeeds, it pushes the other company to just keep doing better. Like
Well,
when
see,
they
and
compete,
that's the thing
you
is
win.
exactly that. Like, dude, if you have a monopoly and there's nobody else, like you get terrible products. You can always ask EA when it comes to some sports games, or 2K when it comes
Exactly,
to
Mr.
Yeah.
Dom. That's yep.
More
It's
entertaining,
entertaining,
but less
but
deep.
way less deep.
Again.
Yeah.
And for me, going off of my
That's fair. 5.1. I could see that.
5.1. Going off of my comment
Especially
of it's more
since Superman's dead without Crypto in that movie.
Well, and I was
Just
going to say
saying.
crypto fetch. Like it just some of the story parts were silly, but whatever.
Without that would have been like if Herbie would have been the one to push
Herbie
Galactus at the
fetch.
end.
Yeah, like you know what? That would have given this movie a 10 out of 10 for me if Herbie came in and pushed Galactus instead.
Herbie's just floating above Galactus's face and flicks him in the nose and he
No,
falls
so
in.
what happens is
No,
Johnny's
even-
coming in at Mach 7. Silver Surfer takes out Johnny, and goes to push him in, and Herbie goes, takes out Silver Surfer.
No,
10
no,
out
no.
of 10,
Even
best movie
even
ever.
better. No, she's like pushing him, and he's about to get his step back to like step up. Herbie just like wheels under. He just trips over Herbie and just falls.
Steals the thunder right there.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
Nolan, are you saying the Silver Surfer pulled the Last Jedi?
No,
No.
not at
No
all.
one mentioned Keegan. What did you see? What happened just now? Do you see what happened just now? You brought the whole room down. Okay, you brought the whole room down. Why'd you have to bring up the Last Jedi? Come on. My thing with Superman is that it's not memorable
I
at
agree.
all. It doesn't bring anything new to the table. It's fun, just that.
Right.
Actually,
It's
And
just
absolutely.
a comic
true.
book.
I mean, like it cleanses the palette of everything else that DC's done, just with the bad, Superman, the Man of Steel movies, and everything else. I feel like this was definitely Superman was the new hope of what DC needed, or not the new hope, but what was episode 7 called again?
Force
Uh,
Awakens.
Force
Yeah.
Awakens. It was the Force Awakens up for DC, where like just all the bad DC like properties we got for the longest time. This definitely felt like a palate cleanser to be like, look, it's not going to be top tier, but I'm showing you that I know the characters, and we're going to try to bring this back around a little bit.
Yeah, we need it.
So-
we need to
I mean,
run-
I was just watching.
Yeah.
I was just watching a Watch Mojo video the other day. It was the top 20 or top 30 like movie endings that people didn't like, and Man of Steel was one of the entries because they didn't.
Oh, because it was awful. Man of Steel.
Well, it
was
wasn't
so
because of the ending where he's forced to kill. A lot of people didn't like that, and the video mentioned that they felt it was edgy just for edgy's sake.
and it was
and
very
I was-
against his character.
Absolutely, and that's This new Superman doesn't
There's
really
this
have
part
that.
where Superman has to kill people, and I appreciate that. And that's an Injustice storyline. Love the Injustice storyline, just because it is one of those ones that
So
I like.
Well, to
I
that
like
point, though, there is
Superman.
there's room to have an antithesis to Superman where you analyze what happens on the opposite side, but there just when you try to say the character of Superman is dark, edgy, and has no hope, and he has to face the grit of reality by
that's the
giving
opposite
up
of what
all
Superman
hope.
is all about.
That's not Superman.
It's not
You know?
Superman. But
Yeah.
and see, that's the thing is because most of the time I'm not a big Superman kind of guy, right? I think he's kind of boring, kind of Wonder Bread, has
Yes.
every
He's
ability for
broken.
every situation.
Wonder Bread, I love that.
He literally got out of the black hole by using his super breath.
But he is, and
Yep.
that's what I'm saying. He's got, dude. Superman is the utility, is Batman's
Hater
utility
around
belt.
here, Jesus.
Superman is
Batman's utility
is-
belt if he were a superhero. He's got
Superman-
everything in it: shark repellent, super breath, laser eyes, heat vision.
Superman
Okay,
is
okay.
Superman
but to
is
be
the
fair-
Deus Ex
Like,
Machina of all comics.
He is though.
No,
really, and that's what
I
kind
don't
of
think
fans
Reeves.
for it.
I think Reeves Superman. I think they just trap him in the Phantom Zone. I don't
Right.
think he killed Zod.
Yeah, they
I
throw
think
him in
just
the
trap
Phantom Zone and throw the diamond into
Yeah.
space, and it just
As far as
Make
the
that a new
utility
background.
belt thing, I agree. He's got all these powers, but that's just as bad as the fact that Batman has the power of plot. That they just
Agreed.
write it
Okay,
to
but
be
see,
like,
here's the thing:
oh, but he's Batman.
it's
that's
not, but he's Batman. It's just the fact that Bruce has got a contingency for damn near everything is crazy.
No,
But it's also because he's the world's greatest detective. and people forget
Mr.
that
Dom
part.
says no.
Well, just because to that
It
point,
might be.
Batman
I haven't seen the Reeves
is
ones in
the most
forever.
intelligent person
I
in
know-
the Marvel universe,
I
but
know they
he
were
has
in the Phantom Zone. He
flaws.
might have killed them later. I'm not sure. I'm not a huge DC person, so it's been over a decade since I've seen the
But
original
either way-
Superman movies.
My big point is I generally don't like Superman because he is kind of Wonder Bread like that, whatever. But he it's one of those things that I like the Injustice Superman because that's exactly what happens. You guys killed
Okay,
Lois.
yeah.
Now I'm gonna punch Joker's heart through his chest and
So
kill
he gets-
a lot of people. And you're like,
Mr.
"Ooh,
Dom, it
different
is
edge."
I think he may ultimately kill the Void. I think he might kill him, but it's not like kill. It's more like he's basically dead.
Yeah, it's not killing him outright the way Man of Steel killed Zod.
Just snapped his
Straight
neck.
up
And,
snap-
yeah.
neck
Yeah,
snap.
it's the difference between Christian Bell not saving, Ra's al Ghul, and Ben Affleck just mowing down people in the Batmobile.
Right. Big difference.
I'm so
Um,
glad that Ben Affleck's Batman is no longer a thing.
honestly,
I hated
I
that
like-
I
Batman.
wish they would have let him write his own story because they
I heard
shouldn't have
he's-
been that bad, dude.
I've heard that apparently the script that Ben Affleck and them came up with is actually really good.
That's what I've
That
heard
the
too.
Oh,
that
I
the
don't
studio
doubt that.
wouldn't do it.
Because check
But
this out.
that
Ben
they read,
Affleck
like,
is
every
great
Batman
as a
comic
director
book.
and a writer. He's
Agreed.
a great actor, but I do like his Bruce is good though. I like you
I
have
think, yeah, he's a great
characters
Bruce.
up.
He's not a great Batman, but
to not
he's
a great
really good
Batman,
Bruce.
good Bruce. So
It's
that's
kind of like I like to say with the Spider-Man, it's like Andrew Garfield was a fantastic Spider-Man, not a
Correct.
great Peter Parker.
Not a good
Tobey
Peter Parker.
Maguire was an amazing Peter Parker, not a great Spider-Man.
Not the
And then
best
Tom
Spider-Man.
Holland's kind of in between, and he's good at both. He's not
Correct.
great at both, but he's good at both.
yes,
Yeah.
And see, I'm glad, David, because somebody else understands, because that's the way I explain it. I go, with a lot of these heroes, you have to look at hero and alternate personality. And that's the thing is that's why I was like, I get why he gets hate, but Batfleck, the Batman, not great. Not a fan. Bruce Wayne,
But as
though,
Bruce,
he's a really good
I
Bruce
buy
Wayne.
him. I buy him as a
Oh,
billionaire
yeah. I'm like, man,
playboy.
he's a really good Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But, and I
Um,
completely agree. Spot on with the Spider-Man kind of situation is exactly that. He's not great at, both of them, but yeah, Toby and Andrew, that was the difference.
They
of the
nailed
Spider-Man.
different aspects, and then Tom Holland's the happy medium that we
And
can
he's the
live with.
relatively safe, happy
Agreed.
medium. Exactly.
So
and that's why I really
here's,
like
honestly-
here's
I think that just do one quick thing just on the note of Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I think the next movie that he does, because he's been able to actually build his, acting repartee, I think the next one we're going to get with him as Spider-Man is going to be a really good balance of both characters, in my
I think so, because it'll be the first real Spider-Man we get with him out of school, level, alone, street level. I'm very excited for the next Spider-Man movie.
Me too.
I will say,
I like Holland's Spider-Man the best just because I read the Ultimate comics and the
I love
Holland's,
up until Spider-Man dies. I love the Ultimate Comics.
Oh yeah, for me, Holland is the ultimate, like the ultimate Spider-Man.
Hey, that
Not
reminds me.
ultimate as in like the best one, but like
So,
the ultimate.
As of
comic.
right now, gentlemen, Spider-Man is the next Marvel movie.
Is it?
that's right.
That's the next summer. There's not because Doomsday got moved and everything.
Nothing. Yeah, in between. Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
So we have a very important question before we give our ratings, our final ratings.
Okay.
Keegan Cool. Was Fantastic Four First Steps better than Jurassic World Rebirth?
If I could have gone and seen Jurassic World Rebirth right after, I would have.
Really?
Yes, yes or no?
Wow,
That is
Dude.
bold statements from Keegan
So
Cool.
here's
Dude.
my thoughts.
dude, I don't understand how Keegan's like single. Like that's some real fucking loyalty.
Are you
right
sure
there.
we're not on hot ones right now? Because that's a hot take.
All right, so here's my
Fucking
thoughts
bomb,
on
man. That is
Fantastic
hot.
Four. I do like Fantastic Four. I think it's very much like Superman in the way that it's good, but it's not great. I do like aspects of it, and I like the characters at least, and I'm excited to see where they go. I think Fantastic Four kind of drags in the middle, whereas, like you said, Superman just feels more fun for more of the time. And I don't know. I just had some issues with Fantastic Four. I still think it's good, and I'm glad that now 2 Marvel movies in a row have been good.
So would you rate Superman higher than this movie?
I would rate them the exact same.
Okay.
Really?
I think if Fantastic Four came out in phase 3 or 4, it would be a mid at best movie. But I think because it came out now when all Marvel has been not great, it looks better.
We haven't
It's
really
kinda
had all that wasn't that great though. I mean, Captain America wasn't great, and then the Marvels wasn't great. But like,
Eternal.
I guess maybe Quantum. Eternals was so long ago. I don't feel like we can add that in this. But the Spider-Mans were great.
Eternals is a weird one because
I think
since
it
they're
was
no
just
longer
so different, and they're not
yeah,
even
it
doing
was so
any of that.
different. Yeah,
And it was very long ago. We've had great movies since then. Like Multiverse of Madness, I thought was really good.
Well,
Shang-Chi.
It was-
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi was one of the best intro.
I like
character ones.
Shang-Chi. I will
I
say
like
though,
Shang-Chi
the
a
more
lot.
I've
what was
watched
that Thor
Captain
movie that,
America
like, had
4,
the
the
bad
worse
CGI
it's
and the
gotten.
goats?
Oh yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
So
Brave
yeah,
New World
that's where
was
it
not
started.
bad.
We got a couple of bad movies around that time, but to David's point, it wasn't like, what happened with DC where we had like a couple okay movies and then just all of a sudden it went and
Yeah.
just tanked. It was at least milk toasty,
Yeah.
like lukewarm.
Because
And I think both are
arguably,
going in the good, the right direction.
Before Captain America, we had arguably one of the best Marvel movies with Deadpool Wolverine.
Agreed.
That was a fantastic movie.
Mhm.
And anybody who says otherwise is just a hater because that's a good movie objectively, no matter who you are. It was a
I
good
do
movie.
like that movie.
I thought it was a good movie because it was.
I thought
a good
both
movie.
Spider-Man movies after Endgame were good, with him dealing with Tony Stark being gone and Mysterio and all, and then the multiverse one, like those were good. I think Multiverse was good. I personally liked Quantumania, but I get why some people didn't. But I don't think it was a garbage movie. It
I
may
wouldn't
not be
say it was.
great,
I wouldn't
but
say it
an
was
Ant-Man
garbage.
movie.
I wouldn't say Quantumania was garbage. It just felt so bizarre because of all the stuff. Like
Right,
It
because
just
they
felt-
felt like Kang was a bigger villain than Ant-Man could have taken. And yeah, I get it. Like I understand.
well, and
that.
it, for me, it felt like Ant-Man in Star Wars. It just felt really bizarre to me.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't say it was bad. I would say it was mid.
Yeah,
I would give
for sure.
Quantumania
That's-
a mid.
I would
didn't
say
come
it's
out
mid.
of it
Yeah,
thinking that I just wasted my time.
no.
See,
Which
the only
I
reason
can't
didn't
say
like
about the
Quantumania
Flash.
was because they ruined MODOK. Like MODOK was like could have been a really cool reveal, and then as soon as it was just that, I was like,
Darren, yeah, it was a joke
why-
instead of
why
an
are we
yeah.
here?
Then a
Instead of
character-
a real villain, it was a joke.
Exactly. Because like
But I
MODOK,
think
even though he's
the
like
alternative,
that guy,
so-
it could have been like really good, but it was.
but the alternative, I think, was us never getting him.
I mean, real.
I think how movies are going now, we
work
would
him in.
eventually, but
So yeah,
So I have another question before, just because just another tangent question before we give our final ratings here.
Hold on. Keegan never said yes or no. Was
I mean, he
Jurassic-
kind of did.
No, I need him to say it. I want to hear.
Say the word. Say the words.
Say it. Say it.
It's a
Say
yes
it.
or no.
Say the
Do
word,
it.
Pat Gandalf.
The Fantastic Four first steps. All I need is yes or no, nothing else.
This
Was
man
it
has conflict
better?
going on inside.
Was it better than Jurassic World Rebirth? Yes or no?
Hate leads to the dark side.
Jurassic for the win.
Wow.
Again, no, hold on. Again, all I need is a yes or no. The question is, was Fantastic Four First Steps better than Jurassic World Rebirth? Yes or no? That's all you have to say. I just need a yes or no. No explanation, no other words. It's one word.
You have
Yes
two options here: yes
or no.
or no.
Let me explain a little
Okay,
bit.
no. See,
And then I'll
No,
give you.
you
I'll give you the
give-
answer. I'll give you the answer.
give me
No,
the answer
give
first,
the
then
answer
explain.
first, then you can give the explanation. You have to say
Yes.
it.
Yes
All right,
or
so-
no, and then you can explain. And we
If
won't
someone-
interrupt.
Keegan, I
if
need you to
someone-
answer this
no.
question now.
If
Yeah.
someone was like, "Which one are
Probably
you going
enough
to watch
about Mike.
next?"
No, that's not the
Jurassic
question.
World, yes.
That's not the
That's
question.
that's not the
Yes.
question.
They're
The
The
all
question
same.
wasn't, are you
Give a
gonna
definitive
watch it?
answer, dude.
Yes.
The
about
question is, so yes,
It's
Fantastic
better
Four
than
First Steps
Jurassic
is better?
World Rebirth.
No.
So the answer is no.
Okay.
No, hang on.
Jurassic
The
was
question.
better,
Hang on. A lot of
in
people.
my
A lot of people
opinion.
are talking. A lot of people are talking. Keegan, yes or no? Is Fantastic Four better than Jurassic World Rebirth?
No. There you go. I rank them all the same. They're all 7.5s to me. I would watch Jurassic
All
more.
three
I think
movies,
he's got
Jurassic
David Bowie,
World,
Ian,
Superman,
like-
and Fantastic Four. All three movies are the same to you?
Keegan,
Okay,
we're-
hold on.
That's
I will say this.
wild, dude.
Our credibility
That is-
comes
that
from
is
Hold on.
absolutely
Before-
I'm
wild.
a little upset by that right now, to be
Hold on.
honest with you.
Me
That's
too,
wild.
me too.
Before we all interact, I just objectively I'd like to put in there,
Mm.
at least on Rotten Tomatoes, we have 87 Fantastic Four, 83 Superman. Jurassic World has 51.
tough.
I
Ooh.
feel
30-point
I
drop,
feel
brother.
I feel like those three numbers
Crazy.
are fairly accurate to how I feel
Yes,
personally. That's how I feel.
I think it's
I'd
pretty
give
fair.
Rebirth a little bit more than a 51, but fair.
I don't
But,
know.
like,
For me,
roughly in that
after
5 to 6 range.
after having stewed over Jurassic World for a little bit longer, it's I think it's going downhill in my book.
I mean,
Yeah,
to
the
be
more-
fair,
the
the
more you
entire
think
plot
about it.
happens because a candy wrapper gets caught in a door.
The
Let's
candy
be
wrapper
real.
part is dumb. It's hard to even
The candy-
argue that.
The candy
Um,
wrapper are dumb. The idea again, what I shared in Discord the other night
No,
about
Mr.
how
No.
life
English is
life-
not that bad. That is what you are understanding.
the whole thing about dinosaurs. Did I understand correctly that he prefers Jurassic World over Fantastic Four, or is my English really that bad?
You're
No,
you
no.
understood that correctly. You understood that correctly. No, for me, again, after stewing on Jurassic World, the idea of the dinosaurs dying out in the real world slaps the idea of life finding a way that is the motif of the other movies. It's a slap
it's
in the
like-
face.
It's
It's a
basically
slap
the
in the face.
tagline. It's the tagline of the Jurassic franchise. And now they're like,
Yeah.
it finds a way
Never mind.
until we can't come up with a good story.
They were able to make by the end of the first Jurassic Park movie. What are we talking about?
so, how did 26 dinosaurs in California take over the entire world?
What?
Magic. All right.
Exactly, because that trilogy was dumb. Just erase it. We don't need it. So, a lot
Wait,
of things. okay,
wait. What?
That's
What
not what
about
happens.
26? What is
Yeah,
not
in
what
Fallen
happens.
Kingdom, like 26 dinosaurs get out of Lockwood Manor.
Yeah, but
And
they
then,
don't
like-
take over. They don't take over the world.
Yeah, they're in Africa. They're in all these
They
different countries.
they
They're literally-
they migrate like animals do, but they don't take over the world.
That's what happened.
That's like
what they
that's
were-
like saying like how did this infestation of squirrels start
Keegan, I'll
running
give
the
you this.
bank?
The
Keegan,
giant
you know
locust
how-
bear
no,
in
no,
the third
I
movie
have an
is
answer.
The dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Keegan, do you know how those 26 dinosaurs took over?
plot.
Because life finds a way.
because life finds a way.
Life finds a way, Keegan.
Boom! Chaz Michaels is figure skating. Absolutely.
All right, all right. So also,
just specifically
also-
for this, life finds a way.
Okay, hold on. Everybody, hold on,
like-
hold on. Everybody quiet.
mine's away.
Keegan, we're gonna give you 2 minutes that nobody's gonna interrupt you.
Yeah, I'll mute
I'm
myself.
going to mute myself.
Agreed.
We are gonna let you give us your definitive defense of this before anybody interrupts you. Go ahead, whatever you'd like.
Everybody mute your shit, YouTuber.
I have my headset muted. Don't worry.
I really don't have a lot to say. All I'm saying is they're all movies that are faulty, but steps in the right directions. But at the same time, Jurassic gets a lot of hate. A lot of people are like, oh, it's just copying Jaws. Fantastic Four legit shot for shot copied Interstellar at times. I loved it because if you're going to copy something good. But no one complains about it because it's Marvel. Just saying. And again, all I said at the beginning when we made our bets was that Jurassic was the safest bet to make $1 billion, and it's very close.
Is it because you have added to that many, many times? You
Hey
spent
guys,
many
hold on
dollars?
a second. I'm trying to pull up the
Towards that
scene in
billion?
They need
Interstellar.
to give Keegan just a
Grayson,
ultimate tag of executive producer at this point with how much he's given money to that movie.
I agree.
Swear to God.
oh my god,
Single-handedly
Grayson,
financing that shit.
Grayson, your facial expressions were way too loud. We were
Hey,
supposed to be on
hey.
mute, and your facial
Oh, no, I
expressions
was
were
on mute,
louder
but I had to
than.
communicate somehow because those were some takes.
Guys,
Those were
if
some
anybody
takes.
if
My God.
anybody has Interstellar, can you pull up the scene where Matthew McConaughey gives birth in space?
Around the wormholes.
I'm trying to find that.
So if you've
Or-
seen Interstellar, you know the scene's been talking about because it sticks out like a sore thumb, and I'm not the only one that's seen it.
Because they get away from a black hole.
Is it when they shoot sexy space aliens?
No,
Is
Is it
when
when?
the
Is it
surfers
when? Is
attacking
it
them?
when?
Wait,
Is it when
Space
Sue?
Jam? Is it Interstellar?
Is it when Sue Storm gives birth and has her entire clam out in the middle of her family?
Is
You
it
know what?
is
You
it
know what?
is it the part where the ship
Fantastic plan.
is it the part where the ship is invisible? Did that happen in Interstellar?
Did that happen in Interstellar? Yeah.
All right, so watch Interstellar, watch Fantastic Four, and you will see the scenes I'm talking about. I mean,
We're
What's
talking
it-
about the docking
shot
section.
for shot.
Is it just because they're in space? Because I'm sorry,
No,
Keegan,
it's-
there's a lot of movies.
It's
that-
even how
that
they
happens.
film the space scenes.
Hold on,
If you watch
Interstellar
Interstellar-
totally ripped off 2001: A Space Odyssey with its whole going into wormhole travel bit. If we're going that way, Keegan, that's just a very flimsy argument to make, dude.
No, but I'm just saying that was the whole argument. Like, oh, it's two Jaws. So I'm like, okay, well, this is.
I've
two-
never. All right, I'm going to tell you now. When I watched Jurassic World Rebirth, at no point did I think this is like Jaws, because Jaws was a great movie.
Yeah.
We got like maybe 20 minutes of Jaws where they're on a boat. If you draw that much of a comparison to a classic, your cinematic dictionary is not very well filled. In
You
my
need to bring
opinion,
Nick back.
but whatever.
That
Oh,
tracks.
wait. Is this the? We got to bring our experiencer back for our favorite section of the show, Yusuf Khan hour. All right, Nick, how's the Yusuf Khan watch going 2025?
You don't do this to me. You don't get to do this to me.
You put a muzzle on a man, he will react.
I'm just like, all right. So Keegan, just in response to your supposed defense, I will say, I absolutely agree. All three movies had flaws,
Oh yeah.
but that's kind of like saying every hole in the earth is the Grand Canyon. Like, yeah, they exist, but
it's
some are
big.
much
Yeah,
deeper
but
than others.
but like, how did that one hole take over the entire world?
how did those 26 holes? How did they show up in Africa? I'm just,
I
I'm
think we're
sorry.
about to be evicted from the show.
I just think
Yeah, I mean,
I
he
just
kicked me
think,
out for one joke. He's gonna kick us all out and be like, "All right, well, that was the last episode of this show."
like, okay, Keegan, if these movies, if Jurassic World Rebirth would have been about something besides dinosaurs, if this would have been about like corgis or something, would you still like it as much? You know what? That's bad because I would have loved it way more.
I was like just picturing that.
Corgi
Kind
wearing
of
just
funny.
dinosaur costumes.
Just these corgis in the water attacking the boat, just dog paddling up.
That'd have been
Hit the
great.
dart.
But no, my problems with that movie, it's like the characterizations. There's basically no character in anybody. They're all just faceless. I mean, I couldn't even remember their names afterwards.
I don't remember their names now.
Yeah, I couldn't care less about them.
I have Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali, and that's their real names.
Yeah.
Hold on. There's black
That's
guy,
the real
there's
name.
bad guy. There's kids and family on a boat. People like those are
and that's
characters,
how-
right?
And you know what? I remember the little girl, not the little baby girl, the little dinosaur, the younger daughter or whatever. That boyfriend's an idiot. I remember her more from Manifest than I do from that movie,
And nobody watched Manifest.
except for me.
I watched
Yeah,
it too. I know what you mean.
and that's to me. Her name is Olive. That's how. That's
And she has a
and that's
twin
what they said her
sister.
name in Jurassic.
Oh my god. Keegan has officially crossed his arms.
The boyfriend.
I
Sorry,
hear the
literally-
Harambe coming out
No,
of
you
that
know-
guy.
Literally, the entire movie, I thought of the boyfriend as the stoner kid. That's all.
Yeah,
I knew.
I mean, that's kind of what it was.
I'm just saying, there was no good characterization. The plot makes zero fucking sense because at least Superman and stuff, like, I got what was going on. I get it.
Yeah.
And even like,
Superman can only be a Superman in 5 different islands around Costa Rica.
I just want to know, how did Superman take over the world without 25 other Superman with him? Like, how'd that happen? He was showing up. He was over there in the fake Uzbekistan area. Like, where did
Well,
that come from?
Who's back?
I beg a
Where
question
did
even
that-
greater than that, David. How did Lex Luthor take over the world without 25 other Lex Luthors?
Clearly. Is that where the rest of his hair went?
I think so. Yeah.
Like, okay, Keegan, I'm just gonna I would have watched 2 hours of Crypto running around in the snow before seeing Jurassic World again. And he doesn't even have to kill a Yeti or anything, just literally a dog like this running in the snow for 2 hours straight. I would have cared more about that dog.
I did forget about the Yeti killing scene they took out.
I know, I wish that would have been you know what, that one scene though would have been better than the entirety of Jurassic World Rebirth. And that scene was not good enough to make the actual movie.
All right.
That's crazy.
I think we've kicked the boy down while he's down long enough.
No, it's not.
Oh, man.
I would rather
Keegan
watch.
didn't make this movie.
Hold on, wait. I would rather watch, the 9-month period of the Fantastic Four waiting to give birth, and then it just cuts to black and she's about to give birth to the baby, rather than watching Jurassic World again.
I would have rather watched on loop, 10 seconds of after they land and everything's good, the Thing going up to Reed and just being like, I saw what she's got between her legs, and then high-fiving. If they could have done that on loop for 2 hours.
I would have watched 2 hours of dinosaur misogynistic comic based in the 60s over watching Jurassic World again.
Oh my god. Keegan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say anything bad about Jurassic World right now.
Honestly, Jurassic World's not that bad, but it's definitely not better than this movie, I'm going to be honest.
It's not better than Superman.
And, man.
Oh, God. Keegan, I feel like I owe you a ghost energy drink.
Hey, it's my opinion. We all have opinions. And last
man's
time I
mad.
hey,
But my
last time I checked, the
curiosity-
Jurassic community actually likes the film, so it's not like they're hating on it too, like the last 2 films.
But that's like saying the fuckboy liked the strip club. Of course they did.
Right?
So
That's what they're into.
yeah, so
They're paid to do.
It didn't matter that it was lasagna night. They still like
All
Lasagna night.
lasagna
Anyway.
night.
right, anyway.
Wait. Okay, I have a
Anyway,
perfect.
Nolan.
Where I put, hold on. This is where I put Rebirth. Because I was thinking of what we've seen lately that I would match it with. I think Jurassic World Rebirth is about on the level of the Electric State.
Ooh.
I
put it-
on the floor.
I'd put it
That's
slightly.
about.
I'd put
I
it
would
slightly
put it,
above.
it's within 1 or 2 points of each other, and I'm not sure which one edges out the other. But those are both for me about on the same level. I think of movie wise. Because if you take out nostalgia and all that, I mean, because if this would have been the very first Jurassic Park movie, and we hadn't ever had the others, who would have actually liked this movie? It would
Okay,
it would have been a mid
Nolan.
unremarkable oh, that's cool dinosaurs.
Not great in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, Nolan. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate Fantastic Four? First steps.
For this
I
ranking, if you give it a 4, that's a perfect 10.
I give it 5 out of 7. So that's a perfect score. right?
That's not what I fucking
Motherfucker.
asked you. That's not what I asked you.
It's a
I asked
perfect
you.
5 out of 7.
I
Guys,
said what on a scale of 1 to 10. You can't sit there and go 5 out of 7.
I'm gonna change the scale. I don't like scales. But no, the this one out of 10, 7.5. I give it a good 7.5 because it exceeded my expectations. I thought some parts were great. I thought some parts were good. But I didn't see any like glaringly bad, like terrible things other than my gripes of like, no other superheroes in that world can help, fight Galactus off, or that Sue was a little too strong at the end. But after David's very pointing out of like she literally died, bruh. Like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see it. Like she gave all gave some or whatever, right?
Thank you, Mr. Don.
Mr.
So-
Dom's giving it a 7. Respectable.
Yeah, I
and
think that's
he
a
gave
respectable
Superman
score.
a 5.1, so I feel like 7's acceptable on that scale.
Yes. So yeah, it's one of those things like here, and we'll break it down to you. Here you go, in a way you can understand. So we're gonna go 7.5 for Fantastic Four, 6.5 for Superman, and 6 for Jurassic World. Jurassic
Okay,
Park.
I thought that was going to be worse. So Superman was only slightly
Realistically, it should be a 3, but I'm being nice here.
Jeez.
No, I'm kidding. It wasn't a 3. Like, it was entertaining, yes, but again, it wasn't. I don't remember much about it other than the giant
There was
D-Rex.
dinosaurs.
There's that. The D-Rex looked like a freaking whatever thing from Destiny 2. Looks like the stupid ass space ogres on the moon, shooting little brain lasers.
It was definitely
Hey.
more smooth brain fun than Superman. To be
Nolan, to be fair, it is the first movie that has ever made me question, can dinosaurs get Down syndrome?
Okay, fair. That's true. They probably can.
It was a thought that
I mean,
never came into
I'm
my
sure
head
everything when you give them an
until I
extra
saw-
chromosome does.
until I saw that D-Rex. I never thought it was possible.
And give it an extra
All right.
candy bar.
All right,
Carried a couple
Grayson,
chromosomes.
Grayson,
By the way,
you're next.
What it is.
Grayson, you're next.
Yeah, I did not know that dinosaurs could get Down syndrome either, but we found out. Anyway,
Here we
sorry,
are.
I just thought that was a little fun there. Anyway, I did not get to give my rating on Superman. I would have given that a 7.5 or an 8. This is definitely an 8 or an 8.5. This is definitely better story in my opinion. I mean, more compelling, just a better put together story that is able to both build the universe, but they have a lot to build off of and years of goodwill to also build off of as well. And it had plenty of effort and time to build out the characters in a very secluded section of their universe that allowed it to be more than just a one-off property. It was something that was a monumental event. And I haven't felt that way about a Marvel property in a long time. Like, it brought me back to like the early days of, we had Iron Man, then we got Captain America, then we got Thor, and then we got the Avengers, and everything just kept building up.
Yeah.
This is making me feel like I'm back in 2008 and I'm watching Iron Man again. And I'm excited to see where it goes. And one thing that I do want to say, because we didn't really get to talk about it, was Galactus. Ralph Ineson was a fantastic Galactus. Like, the voice, the physical acting that he had to do for it, at least the mocap anyway. And I will say, even though this is obviously retouched up with color, I think them muting the colors back on Galactus's suit was a really good call to make it not as cartoony, because the 60s aesthetic already made it a little too pulpy, but it definitely kind of made it a little less, with having him being more of an imposing threat, in my opinion, with darkening up the colors of the suit. But yeah, I'd say if I gave Superman an 8, I'd definitely give this probably an 8.3. I'll stick to a solid 8.5 though, because this is definitely that much better than Superman in my opinion.
Grayson has a very good point. It's hard to be afraid of a villain in fuchsia.
I felt that was important to bring out.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of a man wearing fuchsia. Like, you're not a scary villain to me. Sorry.
Get a load of this guy.
Honestly,
He eats worlds.
Honestly, though, that's a killer band name. Villains in Fuchsia.
Villains in fuchsia.
I mean,
New band
I
name,
can see the
name
bug bands already.
Yeah, that's pretty great actually.
And then you all wear like fuchsia suits when you perform.
Oh man, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like you're too bright for me to be afraid of you. I don't ain't happening. But no, good point, Grayson. Like all of those were great points actually.
I
All
mean,
right,
even just think about it too. Like in the scene where they first get introduced to Galactus and he has the visor go down. If it was bright pink fuchsia, that would not have like struck as hard. It was just so thick just to have darkness and then.
and you need the darkness for sure to make the eyes pop to make it look cool like that.
For
So
sure.
yeah, good call.
For sure.
David?
Dave,
I think something that we haven't really focused on. I think we all liked it, but we didn't really talk about it. She did a fantastic job as a Silver Surfer.
Oh yeah,
Julia Garner.
Oh, yeah.
Before it happened, I know there was a lot of the like, oh, it's a girl now, that they were going. I mean, at least it was canon, so it was another character that does exist. It wasn't just a straight up gender swap for no reason. And due to the sacrifice, I totally understand why they didn't want to go with classic Silver Surfer. They're going to save him, I'm sure, for the regular universe.
right.
But
Yeah, we
I
thought
think
Norina rad.
yeah, she did absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I thought that she was one of the standout parts. She was great, realistic, and somebody thrust into that situation kind of thing. I think that really helped the movie a lot with it not just being Galactus, and the turn was really good. And I love that Johnny had that growth and was going to sacrifice himself for his family.
Yeah.
Like all that fell together very well. So I like that. I think ultimately, as I've told you guys, I would have said Superman probably about a 7.5. This is probably 8 to 8.5, only because I absolutely loved it. It was a great addition to the Marvel, and I love Marvel stuff. But this wasn't one of those Marvels that after I got out, I was immediately ready to like turn around and see it again.
Yeah,
you know, it was really good. I wanted to marinate in it and everything, but not so much like, oh yeah, let's see it. Like, I don't know about you guys personally. I think Thunderbolts was a little better.
Michael
That's what I was wondering because I haven't watched Thunderbolts a second time, and I wanted to watch them back to back.
Like, I loved Thunderbolts, but the big difference in Thunderbolts, you do not enjoy Thunderbolts if you haven't seen every Marvel movie before this.
Yeah, because you don't
and the shows. You have to have Thunderbolts is more of a culmination of everything together movie, whereas this one is a, like you were saying, Iron Man, Captain America, those introduction movies. It was absolutely fantastic for that. So
this is Febreze, fresh start.
Mr. Dom, I agree. The music was amazing. We talked about it before. I love that it was all soundtrack, that it was not needle drops that didn't need to be there. I'm actually back to Superman. They did a good job of restraining on that too. They had a couple of them, but it didn't take away from the movie. He didn't go full Guardians of the Galaxy on it, which was good for Superman. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm just happy that, all three of these movies have helped theaters in general this summer and helped movies come back. And that's what we ultimately want, no matter what movie it is. So I'm glad that they're all being successful. I know the final numbers for the first weekends of Superman and Fantastic Four are almost identical when you combine domestic and international. So I'll be interested to see what kind of legs Fantastic Four has moving forward. But overall, it's definitely got me hyped for Doomsday. I loved Doom at the very end there. I do kind of wish we had had more Doom since he is a classic Fantastic Four villain. But I get that they're holding off on it.
Tease that bad boy. Like,
I know. I thought there'd be more besides just seeing the Latveria seat empty.
Well, I mean, that's fantastic. But they put Galactus in there, which is, you can't have Galactus and Doom.
No, I get it. I don't want an overstuffed movie. And we've had enough Fantastic Four where Doom was the bad guy, so I 100% get it. But I do wish we would have had more of a chance to build up that rivalry between Doom and Richards.
I'm sure they will in the next one, or
I hope so. But that's going to be
trying to play with that.
They're not going to have that personal history together.
But also, David, he was healing his face, right? I mean, that's kind of what I took away.
Maybe
that's what I was thinking. Maybe
what I think, but they could go either way with it right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm very interested. I personally thought that they were going to lose this movie. I thought Galactus was going to take over this, the destroy that Earth, and they were going to escape into our Marvel universe.
That is a good point. That is a good point you bring up, Mr. Dom. However, since with that in mind, with the fact that Fantastic Four is kind of on par with Superman, just shows that
Yeah, and
how
ultimately,
good of a
we-
movie
like,
how good of a movie Fantastic Four really is. Dude.
you also have to remember, no matter how Fantastic Four just did, plans are already moving ahead that we already would have Doomsday, Secret Wars, all that moving forward, even if this bombed. Whereas if Superman would have bombed, that may have been it for the DC universe for a very long time.
I
Like,
mean,
they both had a lot riding on this, but I would say Superman was basically James Gunn going all in. Because if this would have bombed, he'd probably be out of a job at the very least.
Yeah.
I mean, have you guys have seen the interview that James Gunn did about the numbers that are doing worldwide, right?
Yeah.
Where like the anti-American sentiment is costing the movie overseas dollars because like Superman is definitely an American hero.
Yeah. Apparently, Superman has never performed super well internationally because he is so American tied, even though he is in space.
Just because he's red, white, and blue.
But yeah, I think they, like you said, Keegan, they're both off to a very, very good start this summer. Like, they're going in the right directions. It makes me sad that we don't have another Marvel movie until next summer. We're literally a year out. But hopefully that time gives them enough time to make things good. And we still got a whole season 2 of Daredevil in like 6 months. So we'll get some stuff in here. We got Wonder Man coming out later this year. The Punisher special is coming out this year. So we still got some good Marvel stuff on the horizon. And DC wise, Peacemaker season 2 is end of next month.
Yes.
And that's going to be a month after Superman. So we still got a lot of good content coming out. And
Plus,
I don't mind them
think
taking
Supergirl. That's early next year, right?
next summer.
Next summer.
Yeah.
So-
And honestly, I don't mind if we wait a little longer if it means they're going to be the quality of these two movies.
Yeah, let the movies have quality over quantity.
And I think that's the lesson that Marvel needed to learn, and I think they have.
So,
Yeah.
David, I was gonna say, like, counterpoint to something you just said, because Mr. Dom brought up a good point. Superman is a worldwide known entity. Like,
Oh, yeah.
there
Oh yeah.
are only like certain things that like are recognizable like universally like throughout the world, right?
It's like Superman, Mickey Mouse, and Mario.
Superman, Mickey Mouse, like the New York Yankees, like
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, the Yankees for
McDonald's,
McDonald's, yeah. Like, and I was gonna say, but
Coca-Cola.
Superman is
sure.
on that.
Levi's.
Is what I was gonna say. Like, he's very
Like, he's super well
Widely-
known, but like Grayson was saying, I think he's so tied to America. Like, they know him, but as an American icon.
I could see
Well, I
that.
mean, look at how he got introduced. It was in the 30s and the 40s, and he was, truth,
the-
justice, in the American way.
He was the
like,
first
he was
comic book hero,
DC's
man. Like, that's
Yeah,
And he literally, I
It was
mean,
DC's
he was made up by two poor kids in Ohio.
exactly.
That's the
And
most
so it
American
was-
place you could possibly be, really, too.
Exactly.
Especially during that time, is like,
I mean, he's been tied, like,
From the
there was
Midwest.
comics of him, like, fighting Hitler and everything through the 40s and everything else for obvious reasons. But with how imperialistic America was through a lot of that time after the World War, or at least during that time, too, it was just a lot of people just didn't like it because of how American he was. And that's still the case today.
But I mean, America's other greatest hero, the true icon, has been making a lot of money, and that is Mr. Spinosaurus.
That would be Africa's hero. I mean, to be fair, Spinosaurus was found in Morocco and Egypt.
He was found in
but weren't
California
the-
with 25
weren't
of
the-
his friends.
I was gonna say, weren't the dinosaurs on Pangea, which was all the continents in one? So really,
Pangea- Pangea was before the-
you can't sit there and say it was just Africa. Okay, it was the entire freaking
Hey,
world, dude.
Just
He was
real-
in Africa. He was
Hold on.
everywhere. We're all over the place. I guarantee it. I swear.
Linda, listen.
Spinosaurus, the 26 dinosaurs came together and formed a pack, took over the
Hey,
world.
could you
Listen,
guys
the
imagine?
dinosaurs didn't take over the world. I took over the world. Okay, the dinosaurs, they were working for me.
We signed a
okay?
deal. The dinosaurs, they have the middle band of the world. We have everything else. They're dying from the winter. They promised they would. I swear.
So-
You get the one little spotted
Hold on,
biosin.
guys,
You get the one little
Told
spotted
me-
biosin, and we're gonna set it on fire.
All right, think about this.
Okay.
This is very off topic, but could you imagine a movie that was called like Pangea, and it's literally like a global thing happens, and all the continents get pushed back together, and how does that affect like the
fuck.
societies? Like
that
what
would
would
be so
happen?
wild.
That would actually be
Yo.
potentially very
Listen,
cool.
that's not gonna be Pangea. That's gonna be
No.
called America 2.0. We're gonna make everything great again. Okay, trust me.
We're calling it Trumpistan. That's what it is. It's fantastic.
We're calling it Trumpistan.
Dude,
It's Trumpistan. I'm the greatest leader of Trumpistan. Period. It's the best.
Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in with my rating.
Oh.
call it
What?
Tokyo.
Did you guys see that segue go by?
I'm gonna give Fantastic Four an 8 out of 10. The only the final gripe I have with it is that it's not really the first steps. You know, it shows us the origin story, but the movie doesn't focus on that. It focuses on them 4 years into the job, and then another 4 years at the end.
It was Franklin's first steps.
I get that, but it doesn't.
And
work if
Galactus' first steps, because until he landed, he just floated until he landed on Earth.
Nope, that's not
made him come
how
out of a
it's
ship.
gonna work. That's not how that's gonna work. But that's just a small, tiny little dumb gripe. It's a dumb gripe. It would have
been a perfect 10, but he knocked it down 2 points because it wasn't their first steps.
No, I mean it was an 8. It was definitely an 8.5 out of 10 for sure. Keegan, your thoughts? Your final thoughts and your final rating.
So my first thoughts, Nick. By the time of the Centiminian, where Spinosaurus lived, Pangea was broken up. Going forward,
Why was that brought up?
because he brought it up. He said they will live on Pangea. They don't. They didn't all live on Pangea.
They're on Repangea, which is the name because it's repangeaed. That's where all of the continents are going to come together.
Eventually, yeah. Eventually.
And then the dinosaurs are going to come out of the ground, and they're going to say, "Oh, Jurassic World Rebirth was a terrible characterization of us."
It didn't capture my emotional depth.
So overall, I do think the movie was good. I think it is the right steps that we needed. By far,
But is
I
it the
think
first steps?
I mean, yes, because I think a lot of us called it before the movie about it being Franklin's first steps. Before they kind of had like marketed that Franklin was going to be in the film, we kind of were talking about that. I think by far it's the best Fantastic Four movie that's been made. I do like all the characters. Like I said, I do feel like it may have dragged a little, but I do like that they gave it time to breathe. And
What do you feel dragged?
just the middle part, I don't know, something
I know
about
specifically what dragged. Like, what do you feel was unnecessary for the movie?
again, my viewing experience
The space
was
bridges, but
terrible.
The
and-
lack of
I know, but-
Spinosaurs.
But if you
You-
feel it dragged, I just want to know one thing that you would have cut.
I don't know. I just know in the middle it was losing my audience, which was quite annoying.
Do you feel like it's because it was children that were running around?
Definitely the children running up and down both sides of the stairs and the dude pacing with a backpack that followed me around the theater. It was a weird experience
A little
overall.
odd. I was gonna say it's a little
Well,
weird there.
I don't know if you're joking or not, but can you
I'm not.
please?
It was
Can
the
you-
No,
weirdest.
that all happened. It got
Yeah, I
worse.
texted David. I was like, that was the weirdest movie experience I think I've ever had in my life. Originally, I just thought it was bad theater etiquette, and then I legit kind of got concerned about one dude because I was
It
like,
was
this
kinda-
is
yeah,
acting
that-
weird.
It went
Let's-
from
guys-
being funny to just being like, okay,
Guys,
this is
guys.
fucking weird now.
I'm gonna tell you how serious this is. This guy creeped Keegan out so much that he did not go see Jurassic World Rebirth after this.
That's the reason why.
He said, "I'm out of
literally-
here. It's too
no,
weird for me. I'm out of here."
He was literally gonna film like a short, just like a comedy thing to make it look like he went to go see Jurassic World again. But this guy was there, and it creeped him out enough that he skipped his Jurassic World plans because of how much he
Yeah.
was worried about this guy.
So what happened? So yeah, like David was talking about, there were kids going up and down, and they were really loud. Like it was like boom, 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 and I was like, Jesus, like okay, I get it, like come up and down the stairs. But then they were like yelling and screaming, and the parents were just like, shh, shh. And I was like, come on, like we're paying $20-$30 to come see this movie. But yeah, towards the end of the trailers, like right after Odyssey, like the second to last one, this dude came in with a backpack and was like looking all around, kind of like sketchy looking. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird because we live in Colorado. And then he would get up and pace at different points of the movie, and he was like at the very top of the theater where there's exits and stuff. I'm like, all right, this is weird. And at the end, I got up, and he was just like staring at me, and I'm like, So I left, and I was gonna go film the short after I got a refill, and I turned the corner in the Highlands Ranch one, Grayson. You know how they have different wings and stuff.
yeah.
I went to the opposite wing, and he was just standing there at the very end, looking at me, just smiling with his arms like crisscrossed behind his back. And I
What's
was
he
like,
doing?
nope.
Dad, you call the cops on that dude. That's absolutely.
Yeah, you call the
horrible.
cops. You let the managers know at the theater. You
What's
do
he
everything.
doing?
You do everything in your power to shut that shit down.
He's just
No,
standing
no.
The
there.
cops just come in
Guys.
and
Menacingly.
it's a little bit worse.
Guys, you've got it all wrong. This guy was actually the recruiter for the Super Jurassic Friends Club, and they were finally getting Keegan in.
Keegan, you made it. You got your first super stalker. Hooray!
Oh, that was I came out, and just for like the next like 20 minutes as I drove home to Target, like I had to go get some stuff.
Drove
I'm
home
just
to Target. He
Just getting
sits.
rid of your, like,
He actually sleeps in the bed section, the bedding section.
No, but then I texted David. I was like, that was a really weird movie experience. I don't think I've had anything like that before. Like, so I do want to see it again, just because I think the theater might have left it in a certain taste. But I think all the characters were good. I know some of us had concerns with some of the casting, but I think they all did really good. I think Johnny and Sue definitely shined the most, though.
I think
The
so.
third, I think Julie Garner as Surfer did really good, and I actually wanted to see more of her. So I think, again, I wanted to see more of Thing, and I wanted to see more of Silver Surfer, which I think is a good thing. Like, it means I didn't hate the movie. I just wanted to see more of the movie. So I think it's doing something good. Overall, I think the CGI looked really good for the most part. I don't really see anything to nitpick there. So I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. Definitely a really good step for Marvel. And like I said, combining it with Thunderbolts, I think Marvel's in a good direction. But like David said, this one could have failed and people would have still gone paid and it would have made $2 billion for Doomsday. So
Yeah. Like I said, not that it wasn't good. Just want to add a little zip. Okay. Yeah. No. I definitely think that the Thing could have punched more stuff.
I think we'll get that more in the next movies, though.
and I hope
not
so.
too worried
right?
about it.
And I get it, like, because realistically, even though I don't like the movie and I think it's boring, and I fall asleep and can't make my way through it, all of it, the first Captain America, I'm sure a lot of people like that movie, and it was actually a pretty solid, decent movie. Me, I just think it's boring, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. Right? This like same category. Like, it's not the most exciting movie for some parts, not a lot of punching or whatever, but like Winter Soldier was amazing. So it's like, maybe more punches are to come. So
Keegan, you didn't give us a number.
I said 7.5.
it's 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah. The only thing that was kind of noticeable was just the
I think you gave Superman an 8.
no, I said 7.5.
Are you sure about that?
That's what I
Sure
read.
about
No. You're thinking
Nicholas,
You're thinking
roll the
Jurassic World. He gave it definitely a 10 out of 10.
He said perfect.
There's only
5
one Jurassic movie I've given a 10 out of 10 to.
He said perfect. No
Yeah, there was
notes.
Jurassic World Rebirth.
perfect, no notes. I love it.
He was in the theater rewatching as we talked about it.
Right?
He's actually in the theater right now rewatching Jurassic World Rebirth, and they're like, "Can you fucking stop?"
That's why that guy with the backpack was there. He's like, that's the fucker that always talks in the Jurassic World movie.
Spinosaurus.
He's like, he's seen it 7 times.
Guys, it's fine. It's from Django Unchained.
Just
Anyway,
you walk by the guys behind the ticket booth are like, God, there goes the guy that shouts Spinosaurus every time he sees one on screen.
But I will say,
Well, it's better than what he yelled during 1,000 Ways to Die in the West.
but
It's from Django, okay?
it's funny because as I was like just kind of scrolling down on something that I was just looking at, it's a stupid like Jurassic Park updates from like tweet. In a sense, none of our dinosaurs have ever escaped because society itself is just another larger cage. Yeah, that sounds so smart. And
But
then,
yeah, like 18 to 19 dinosaurs are currently loose.
currently loose.
That
So,
sounds,
yeah,
that sounds like the diary entry of like a 15-year-old edgy girl.
kind of, yeah. But either way, it's just funny.
How did you get Keegan's
We're all
diary?
prisoners. God.
At the end of the day, I'm still just a rat in a cage, you know? Despite all my rage.
It's a lot of rage.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope you had it. Mr. Dom, thanks for the questions.
Absolutely.
Keegan, thank you for not saying the N word during this one. Guys, I have to go. It's almost 5
Nick-
a.m. here in
well, in
Spain.
that
Great
case,
talk. What are you doing another live?
adios.
When are you doing another live?
Okay.
Keegan?
For one, Nick, I've never said this. Let's not put that out there.
When's our next live?
Our next live is going to be next week as we do our Society of Main Characters. We're back from our break. We're talking the Lost World. And also, Mr. Dom, thank you for joining us. It's 5 a.m. over in Spain. So
Get
great
some
talking
sleep,
to
man.
you.
Have a great day.
Yeah, we will be back next Monday about the same time to talk the Lost World book. And then we will be doing another
Freaky Friday or Freakier Friday.
Freakier Friday. We don't know the exact day, but just stay tuned. We'll be posting it. It'll have at least a notification. And David has some new stuff on his channel. I know Nolan's been working on stuff, but Grayson, you have changed your name in Porqué. Why have you done that?
Great question, Keegan. Been toying around with this idea for a while, but I decided to make it fully official. Cinegray is going to be the new official title of me. Wanted to make a little bit of a distinguishment from personal to what I want to do. So essentially, I'll be making a YouTube channel that's going to be doing more like video essays and more, projects with some of the people here that you see. We'll be doing our first major project going live in August is going to be How I Met Your Mother, a deep dive on the series. And who knows, we'll probably end up doing either like our thoughts on characters if that ends up doing well. But I just thought, pretty good way to crack open the channel with some familiar faces. But keep an eye out for movie reviews and just some other deep thoughts on cinema, pop culture, video essays, and the like. So,
Does this mean
that's something that's up your alley?
Are we finally gonna get the Nosferatu video?
One can only hope. But you'll finally get the Nosferatu video, but that'll probably be
Halloween time.
we'll do a 1-year anniversary retrospective on that one because I lost the video on that because it got corrupted. So that was great. Yeah,
Fortunate.
not my favorite.
But just like Nosferatu, we're gonna bring it back from the dead.
You got it right there, buddy.
I
What
like
would I do
it.
without you, David? I'd be so lost. Anyway, if that kind of stuff's up your alley, check out Cinegray. We're starting from ground zero and just getting everything going. So,
Awesome.
see you, Mr. Dom.
We'll see you soon, Dom.
See you soon, Mr. Dom.
All right. So yeah, if anybody else is watching, that's what we're doing.
Absolutely.
See you guys next time.
On Dragon Ball Z.